Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. And welcome to Bristol Blues Baseball here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ricky Finaro, joined alongside my good buddy and broadcast partner, Mark Ferraro, to bring you action tonight here from historic Muzzy Field as the Bristol Blues look for their second straight win as they take on the Seacoast Mavericks. The Bees looking for their second straight win after splitting yesterday's doubleheader. Ross Weiner takes the hill for your Bristol Blues.
But we are here once again. 3 games in 2 days, my friend.
Hopefully the Blues can put together their first winning streak of the season. As we mentioned, the Blues split yesterday's doubleheader, dropped the first game against the Dirt Dogs 3-2, and then came back for a 5-2 win in the second game of yesterday's doubleheader. A nail-biter of a doubleheader, where in the 7th inning, the Dogs loaded the bases, but Tommy Curtin came in to end it. So we are set to go here from Muzzy Field.
Go, let's go!
Leading off for the Mavericks is Julian Berry, the right fielder. Weiner's ready, and here comes the first pitch. It's hit on the ground, foul outside of first, and we are underway exactly at 7 o'clock here at Muzzy Field.
We have a good pitcher message in store for you tonight with Weiner on the mound for the Bristol Blues, and opposite side for the Mavericks, Casey Albin.
We'll get into Casey Ogden and his connection to some of the Blues players so far this season. Blues interplayed today, 1-6. The Mavericks in the Eastern Division, as that one is outside ball 1. The Mavericks in the Eastern Division are 3-4. They won 3 of their first 4 games and have since lost 3 straight. Fastball outside from Weiner, and the count is 2-1. Blues in the Western Division in the Futures Collegiate League, sitting in 4th at a 1-6 record. Weiner kicks and fires, and that's hit in the air down the left field line, foul and out of play. And the count even, 2-2 on the leadoff batter here tonight.
Well, Rick, this is definitely an opportunity for the Blues to take advantage of the Mavericks that have struggled mightily this season when it comes to their pitching. What are they, last in the FCBL in terms of ERA?
They currently are sitting in last in terms of ERA, 6.64 as that 2-2 was fouled off. 6.64 ERA is dead last in the Future Collegiate League, and it's not even close. Wachusett is second to last, and they're at 4.99. Blues are right in the middle of the pack with a solid 3.60 ERA. Weiner hopes to lower that tonight. That's line right at Maroka for the first out of the first inning.
They also went to the hero of yesterday's game with that 2-run shot.
2-run shot in the bottom of the first. Also made a great defensive play in the second inning, cutting across the field. That'll bring up Christopher Kenios for the Mavericks. Give you the numbers on Weiner in just a second after he delivers the first pitch to Kenios. That's hit on the ground. Foul outside of third. Count 0-1. Weiner has pitched in 1 game so far this season. That was on June 3rd against the Suns. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, did not allow a run. and he struck out 8.
But I'm the same issue with them that they had all season. The Bristol Blues. They're getting good pitching, they're just not helped offensively.
Weiner sets on the belt, quick delivery, curveball, drops in there for strike 2. That one's hit in the air to center field. And will be put away for the second out here in the top of the first inning. Stephen Octave, the designated hitter for the Mavericks, will stand in. First pitch from Weiner is hit on the ground to third. Broke on a couple hops, strong throw to first, and Grover makes a scoop out of the bag, and that will do it in the top half of the first inning. The 1-2-3 inning for Weiner. We head to the bottom of the first here at Muzzy Field. Mavericks nothing, Blues coming to bat. As we mentioned, Blues looking for their first winning streak of the season. In their first game last night. A little more background information on Weiner. Weiner, a Woodbridge, Connecticut native, went to Amity Regional High School, had a great career there at Amity Regional. Helped him to a Class WL state title as a junior and senior. Pitched out of the bullpen as a junior, 1-0 with 3 saves with a 0.99 ERA and 14 innings pitched at Amity Regional. Goes to Bryant University, a business administration major. 6'4", 215 pounds. And we'll get to Weiner as this game moves along. Casey Aubin is on the hill for the for the Mavericks. He goes to UMass Amherst. Native of Durham, New Hampshire. 5'10", 175 pounds. A slight built right-handed pitcher. Going with the classic high socks tonight, which I feel is a little bit of a better look than the pants that are pulled down all the way covering their socks. Casey Aubin is going to be a junior this year at UMass Amherst. Last season, pitched in 13 games, 4 of which were starts. At a 6.04 ERA. 1-3 in 13 appearances and those 4 starts across 44 and 2/3 innings. Logan Green will face his former teammate Aubin. They are both teammates at UMass Amherst, so this should be fun for both of them. And the pitch is strike and the count 0-1 as we start the bottom of the first inning. Green had a nice first game. In game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader, went 3 for 4 with a run scored. That fastball just a little low in the count 1-1. As Aubin briefly stared at him, wondering if that was just at the knees, but apparently did not. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside corner and the count 1-2.
Dude, that's not even close.
Green in the second game also got the start, went 0 for 2 with a run and a walk. Fastball went back to the inside corner, that missed, and the count is even 2-2. Aubin reaches far back with his right hand and down. That one's popped up behind the plate. Third baseman comes in, That's DiFilippo and makes the catch, as the Mavericks catcher, Michael Goodrich, did not see it. But DiFilippo with a good hustle to record the first out, as the first matchup between teammates Green and Auburn goes Auburn's way. And we're going to the center fielder, Chris Davis, for the Blues. Davis went 1 for 4 in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. That's on the outside corner, 1. Davis 1 for 4 the run and a strikeout in that first game of the doubleheader. He did not play in game 2 of the doubleheader. Left-handed hitter, waits for the delivery from Auburn. Tries to hit the outside corner with a fastball, but it misses, and the count is 1-1. Is outside and the count 2-1. Chris Davis from Avon, Connecticut goes to Princeton University. 5'10", 175 pounds. That one's down the way again. The count 3-1. Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader, the Blues made pitchers work as that's an off-speed pitch, and Davis swings through that one. The count 3-2. They'll try to make them work again. That seemed to be a good recipe for success for them. Count full on Davis. Auburn kicks and fires, and he struck him out. Fastball outside corner. And Davis was late on it. Looks to the umpire to see if that was a strike, and the umpire nods affirmatively. Going to the shortstop, Jake Frasca. Frasca was 1 for 3 with an RBI in game 1 of the doubleheader. Also got the start in game 2 and went 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs. First pitch here is a strike and the count 0-1. Frasca hitting .259 on the young season so far. And now 0-2 on the swing and miss. Auburn has pitched in 2 games this year, 1 start. 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts in that 1 start. That was on June 1st against the Navigators. 0-2 to Frasca. Hit in the air, deep to left field. This one, you can say goodbye to. As Jake Frasca absolutely turns on that one and deposits it into the trees out in left field, straightaway left field over the Bristol beat sign. A long home run. That's about, I'd say probably about 365 out there straightaway left field. And the Blues take a 1-0 lead. For the 3rd straight game, they score in the 1st inning. Second home run of the season for Frasca. And that was an absolute shot. That'll bring up Mitch Gilmet. Gilmet takes one outside, 1-0. And now 2-0. Gilmet got the start in game 2 of the doubleheader. Went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a pair of runs scored. That hits the outside corner.
What a shot by that.
That was a long drive out to left field. That's about 359 to straightaway left. I would estimate that probably went closer to 365. Count 3-1 now on Gilmet.
But this is exactly what they did yesterday. They got to a fast start with a 2-1 shot by Roca, and out to the again.
Gilmet fouls that one away 3-2. Gilmet had a big hit in the 1st inning. The Blues obviously struggling to score runs early on. Had a 2-out RBI single. After the Blues put a runner at 3rd and nobody out. After back-to-back strikeouts and Gilmet down in the count with 2 strikes. Hits one on the ground to 1st here. And that will do it. But Jake Frasca's 2nd home run of the year to straightaway left field puts the Blues on the board early. 1-0 here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. That was an absolute shot off the bat of Mr. Frasca. And that's three straight, as I mentioned before, three straight games. Now the Blues have scored in the first inning. They scored in the first inning of Game 1, Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader, and now today. That's a pretty good start for your pitcher to get a lead early on.
Maybe that win yesterday was a good thing.
But don't forget the Blues will not be home tomorrow. Their next game at home is on Monday at 7 o'clock. Home games next week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course on Father's Day, June 18th. Father's Day game is at 6 o'clock Sunday night. We head to the top of the second here in the second inning against the Mavericks. Jake LaBelle will lead it off. Against Mr. Weiner. First pitch is a little low, and count 1-0. LaBelle on the season hitting .333, 8 for 24. There's a swing and a miss, count 1-1. LaBelle 8 for 24. No home runs, 4 RBIs. Has scored a pair of runs. Has walked 4 times. He's also been hit by 4 pitches already. That one skips by to the backstop. Count 2-1. LaBelle from Berwick, Maine, a junior. And he gets hit by a pitch again. So his 5th hit by pitch already this season. So he trots down to first base. He looks all right after his 5th hit by pitch. That's a lot of bruises. So he's on first with nobody out. That'll bring up the catcher, Michael Goodrich. Goodrich, a sophomore from Trinity University, 6'3", 210 pounds, right-handed hitter. Breaking ball, strike, and the count 0-1.
If you're Weiner here, Ricky, definitely don't let the Mavericks tie the game right here. Don't worry about the walk. Just focus on the next hitter, and let's get him out.
Weiner sets at the belt and delivers. Breaking ball, misses down and away. Could not get Goodrich to bite. And the count 1-1. Goodrich on the season hitting .417, 5 hits and 12 at-bats. No homers, 1 RBI, 2 runs scored. He's also walked 5 times. That's fouled off right side and out of play, and the count 1-2.
And Ricky, with the pitcher tonight, Weiner, going to the University of Bryant. And check this out. First 3 out of 4 starts, gave up 3 runs or less. Talk about having success early for that Bulldogs team.
Weiner at the belt. Here comes the 1-2. Outside corner and just missed. Count 2-2.
Are we going to have another night, Ricky, where the batters look behind them and say to the umpire, wait, that wasn't the ball, that wasn't a strike? I think we might see this again tonight.
Zbierski definitely held it there for a little bit, making sure to see if the umpire changed his mind, but he didn't. So the count 2-2. And this time he gets him looking. Inside corner, and there is 1 away here in the top of the second. In 3 seasons at Bryant, Weiner's made 41 appearances across 3 seasons, as he now deals with A.J. DiFilippo. Hit on the ground, foul outside of first. In those 3 seasons, 41 appearances, he's 2-3, has only started 9 games. And in 3 years, 97 2/3 innings, 4.24 ERA, 57 strikeouts, and 57 walks. You want to see those walk totals come down a little bit. I'm sure in his senior season at Bryant. That one gets by to the backstop. And that will take LaBelle down to second base with one out.
Definitely want to limit those miscues early. We saw both games yesterday when the Blues took on the Dirt Dogs. A lot of errors, a lot of bad decisions for both teams. So let's try to not have as many as we did yesterday's doubleheader.
Zbierski was a fastball up, and Zbierski reached up to get it and just went off his glove. Probably one he probably says he should have had. That one's high, and the count 2-1.
AJ DiPolifo, Ricky, from Peabody, Massachusetts, attending Columbia University. Little Ivy League action.
Lots of Ivy Leagues. You got some Princeton's here. Columbia. Here comes the 2-1. Hit on the ground right side and through for a base hit. Will they send him? Here, I was waving him home. Here comes a throw from right field. It is late. So an RBI single for DiFilippo. Scores LaBelle from second, so that pass ball looks very costly now as the game is tied at 1.
Now you would think coming into this game, Ricky, we would see a pitcher's duel, and it's early, but both teams score early off of each other's pitchers. So maybe we'll see some offense with these two teams.
For DiFilippo, that's his second RBI of the season. So, as Mark said, early offense for both of these clubs. Home run by Frasca, now the RBI single after the pass ball. And they might have just picked him off. Oh, he just got back. He had him picked off, but the throw was wide to first by Weiner. He had him dead to rights, and he could not make a good throw to get him.
We saw this yesterday with Webster of the Dirt Dogs. Maybe DiFilippo will take the same page out of that book and do the same thing against Weiner.
Weiner sets. Here comes the first pitch to the second baseman, Sean Sullivan.
Another Ivy Leaguer, once again, back-to-back, this time Sullivan attending Dartmouth College.
1-0 pitch from Weiner to Sullivan. That's high and away, 2-0.
On deck, Benjamin Irvine, left fielder, hitting in the 8th spot tonight for the Mavericks.
2-0 count as the Zbierski took a quick trip to the mound.
Yeah, try to calm him down here.
As I mentioned, we read the stats, and Weiner has walked 57, has walked as many as he struck out in college. 57 walks, 57 strikeouts. So he's prone to be a little wild. Does not get the call there in the upper part of the strike zone, and he's holding behind 3-0.
And this could be a problem all night, Ricky. If he's not getting a call from that umpire and he has control problems, it's not looking good so far for Weiner. But it's still early in the game, only in the top of the second.
Now, Weiner only walked 1 as he checks the runner at first. He only walked 1 in his first start of the season on June 3rd, and only 3 hits allowed.
And that's against the team that's still undefeated in this league, the Suns.
And as you mentioned before, it's just not, the offense just not backing him up. 3-0 pitches in there and inside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, in that same game, they were up 1-0. Weiner did his job, 6 shutout innings, but the bullpen blew it. They gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th to the team that's still 7-0 as we stand here tonight.
Runner leaves off first, 1 out, and they go. Pitch is high, and it's ball 4. So Weiner with the walk, runners at first and second, 1 man out. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Benjamin Irvine, for the Mavericks. Irvine this season 4 out of 18 at the plate. Has driven in 2 runs, has not hit a home run. He's also scored twice. Irvine skies that in the air to center. Davis is there, makes the catch, and there are 2 out here in the top of the second as Irvine makes a 1-pitch out.
Big pitch right there by Weiner. First pitch swinging by Irvine. Flies out, and now you have an opportunity if you're Weiner here to get out of this inning with only 1 run. Ricky, I think you have to take that if that is the case.
Absolutely. If you're Weiner, if you can get out of this with 1 run, you absolutely take it. And I think I can understand what Irvine's probably thinking there. He just walked a batter. He probably doesn't want to lose control here. Maybe he'll go attack the first pitch, probably thinking it's going to be a fastball over the plate. and he instead pops it up to center.
And that's exactly what he did there. Be aggressive, throw the ball right over the plate.
Here's Jimmy Palmer, the shortstop. Squares the bunt, pitches in the dirt for ball one. Jimmy Palmer from Milford, Connecticut. And he attends Southern Connecticut State University. Small guy, 5'8", 165 pounds. Has a David Eckstein looking stance out there. As that's the line in the air to center. Davis to his left to make the catch, and that will end the inning. So the one run ties it. We head to the bottom of the second here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Radio Network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword retirement. Bristol Beat Radio, Bristol's rock mix. The best way to start your weekday is mornings.
Welcome back to Muzzy Field here on the Bristol Blues Radio Network. Blues and Mavericks tied at 1. As the Blues scored 1 in the first inning on a Jake Frasca home run. And the Mavericks came right back and tied the game on an RBI single.
You know, the Mavericks have had success last season. They were first place in the East Division, Ricky. Throughout the whole year, they just won it by a couple games over the Silver Knights, who they played in the semifinals but lost. And as we know, the Silver Knights are the defending champions within this 2017 season.
It looks like they're going to have to get past the Suns to try to, the way the Suns are looking so far this year.
Yeah, 7-0 and playing tonight.
Hit on the ground to third. And Roca's out for the first out. One pitch, one out. So one away, here's Ben Maycock, the DH.
One of the hottest hitters on this Blues team coming into today's game with a .333 average. Not too shabby to kick off the season.
Nice if he keeps that up all season. A big left-handed hitter, was 0 for 2 in Game 1 with an RBI of yesterday's doubleheader. He did not play in Game 2. Aubin kicks and fires, and that one on the outside corner for strike one. Maycock, as Mark said, hitting .333, 6 for 18. It was his pair of RBIs. One of those 6 hits being a double. It's also scored a run. 0-1, tries the outside corner again, did not get it in the count 1-1. Aubin stares in, now kicks and fires, checks swing, and he did not go around, the count 2-1.
On deck, first baseman Brandon Grover, 4 hits and 10 at-bats.
That one misses again, the count 3-1.
So maybe both pitchers early on, Ricky, with some control issues.
A little bit, possibly trying to settle down a little bit here. 3-1, and Maycock with a good eye works a walk. So the Newington, Connecticut native trots down to first base. And that'll bring up first baseman Brandon Grover. Grover so far this season, hitting .400, 4 for 10 with a double, a triple, a home run, and 1 RBI.
From Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
Who's already filling the stat sheets already. Has gotten a couple big ones already. Pitches outside for ball 1. For Maycock, that was his 4th walk of the season. He leads off first. And that one's in the dirt, and now they're going to have a quick conference on the mound to settle down Auburn as Goodrich seeks to calm down his UMass Amherst pitcher.
That's exactly what we have to do here if you're Goodrich. Talk to your pitcher, settle him down. Just listen, throw strikes, let's communicate, and let's get out of this inning. Still tied at 1. It's early on as both pitchers, again, Ricky, having a tough time finding the strike zone.
And the whole idea being shut down innings. Can a pitcher shut down a team? That's hit on the ground right side. Will it get through? Yes, it will. Into right field base hit. Maycock's going for third. Short throw from right, and he slides in safely.
And Grover goes to second on that. So look at that. Set up second and third and 1 out.
Heads up play by Grover. The ball to throw to third trickled away. Might have hit Maycock and trickled away. So Grover with a single moves to second on the throw. So runners at second and third, 1 out for Josh Zbierski.
Got to capitalize here again. You have a chance to get a run even on an out. If it's a fly ball or maybe even a ground ball to the second or shortstop, and the Blues have a chance here to go up 2-1 early.
Obviously, second inning, so they play the infield back. The first baseman comes up a little bit for the Mavericks. That one's fouled right back here. Look out.
Well, that was coming our way. If it wasn't for that net or the glass coming right directly at me.
Well, at least you have the glass. Right now, my half of the window's open.
It
so
is
all
open.
I have a screen. That screen would not have protected me from that baseball.
All this equipment, too. We got to be careful over here.
Here comes the 0-1 Zbierski, and that's hit on the ground foul. Almost took out one of his teammates in the dugout over there.
But that was really aggressive there, Ricky, by the third base coach, sending a big guy, as you mentioned, Maycock, trying to get him into scoring position at third base. That was impressive, I have to say. I did not expect him to go, but lucky for them, it worked out. And the fact that Grover got to second base.
So runners at second and third, 0-2 count on the catcher Zbierski. Aubin deals. Hit on the ground to short, that'll get a run home. Maycock drops home, third plays made it first. Grover moves up to third, and the Blues retake the lead. It's now 2-1.
See, that's all you got to do there. Just make contact, hit the ball to the shortstop. He was playing back, so of course a run was going to score there. And just like that, the Blues, Rick, a run in each inning, and now have a lead.
That'll bring up Mark Tomosa. Tomosa went 1 for 3 in game 2 last night, also struck out twice. Hits the first pitch in the air to right. This should stay in play, perhaps. And it will. Oh, he dropped the ball, and it's in fair territory. So a run scores. Tomosa's on his way to third, and he'll slide in safely. So the right fielder got to it and dropped it in fair territory, allowing the run to score and Tomosa to go to third.
Yeah, Rick, that was set up badly from the beginning. You can tell as the right fielder was coming in towards the line, he just misplayed it. Ball drops. Tomosa goes all the way to third, and just like that, the Blues take advantage of every opportunity you can, especially a miscue, Rick, which again continues today.
And that obviously will go down as an E9 as he got there, looks like just in the nick of time, and it went right off his glove. And just barely in fair territory. The runner at third, 2 out, 2 runs in. Logan Green takes a strike from Auburn.
And this guy was great in game 1 yesterday, Ricky, against the Dirt Dogs. Had 3 hits in 4 at-bats.
Green 0 for 1 so far. Takes one low here on the count 1-1 against his UMass Amherst teammate. Actually, 2 members of the Blues starting lineup tonight. And that's lined into right center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. Green takes a big turn, and it's bobbled in right field. And Green gets in safely. And it looks like Green is hurt. He pulled up lame in between first and second base. He slid in safely ahead of the throw, but he came up lame, and now he's laying down on the ground in front of second base.
Again, though, a little bobble there. Rick allowed Green to go to second. Hopefully he's okay. We'll see what the trainer does when she's out there. But, yeah, I mean, listen, a misplay by the right fielder again by Burry. Misplays it, allows Green to go to second. And just like that, the Blues, 3 runs here in the bottom of the second, now have a commanding 4-1 lead over the Mavericks, who, again, coming into today's game, Ricky, have lost 3 straight.
And it looks like they're working on his leg. I'm not exactly sure what part. I'm not going to speculate on that, but he definitely came up lame between first and second. He was chugging hard around first base. Looked like he was going to make it easily after the bobble in right field by Barry. He gets up, trying to move around, but he's going to come out of this game. Very slowly hobbling off.
That's a tough blow right there for the Blues, obviously losing someone like Logan Green, who's been great all season long, but hopefully he's okay, and he'll be back in that lineup tomorrow when they take on the Bravehearts.
So he walks very gingerly off the field. We'll see who they replace Green with. Green is starting in left field today. As the Blues manager, Ronnie Palmer, talks to the home plate umpire to see who he replace him with. He was safe at second base, so the inning will continue.
I was surprised, Rick. I thought there was no way he was going to get in there, but he did, and now they still have a chance to add some more runs on the board.
So Kyle Pileski will be the pinch runner at second base, who goes to Framingham State up in Massachusetts. So Pileski will pinch run. Pileski made some nice plays over at first base in game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader. Great over-the-shoulder catches down the first base line, but he will take over Green's spot and go play left field.
The Bristol native, number 13.
Then bring up Chris Davis, the center fielder. Pitches outside for ball 1.
Struck out in his first at-bat.
Auburn is already at 45 pitches. Sorry, 35 pitches. Gotta check my math there. Count 1-1 on Davis. Pileski leads off second. They are not holding him close. Auburn sets at the chest, delivers the 1-1. It's outside for ball 2. Davis 0 for 1. He struck out in the bottom of the first. That one's at the knees in the count. He's 2-2.
Somehow get Davis out here, get out of the inning. Obviously, the Blues did damage here, took care of a lot of opportunities that came their way. But get out of this inning 4-1 and give the Mavericks an opportunity to get closer into this one.
2-2, struck him out swinging. So Davis down on strikes for the second time. We head to the top of the third. Here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Radio Network.
The C.V. Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. C.V. Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. I am Mark Ferraro alongside Ricky Fernaro as we enter the top of the third inning, and the Bristol Blues have a 4-1 lead over the Mavericks so far in this one. And as we will mention, come out to the stadium on Friday, June 23rd for Pink Night. Auditioning off jerseys and proceeds go to Bristol Hospital, the official health provider of your Bristol Blues. So Ricky, early on in this one, as the Bristol Blues have a 4-1 lead, I should say. Listen, we saw in that bottom of the second, Ricky, so many miscues, especially by the right fielder Burry. And listen, if you're the Blues in that opportunity, Ricky, you take any chance that comes their way, and that's exactly what they did there.
Absolutely. And when the people are making errors, if you're giving them a gift, you take it, as they said in Moneyball. I believe is what they said when they had Brad Pitt as Billy Bean, saying if they want to give you a gift, you take it. So the Blues certainly did. A couple bobbles in right field, as you mentioned, by Barry. And that allowed the Blues to score 3 runs after the Mavericks tied it in the second inning.
And speaking of Barry, Rick, he leads off here in the top of the third inning. On the mound again for the Bristol Blues, Ross Weiner.
See if Barry tries to make up for his couple miscues out there.
He has to. This is his chance. Lead off the inning, get on base, let your boys do the work. And the first pitch is called a strike. Once again, questionable calls are being made by the umpire, but Barry did not seem upset with that one, as we didn't hear him say anything to the umpire there. 0-1 count on Barry. And the 0-1 pitch shows bunt. Goes to the backstop, 1-1. And Rick Barry in his first at-bat popped out to the third baseman of the Bristol Blues, Cooper Maroka.
Native of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. That's a fun town to say. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, as you mentioned earlier, from Columbia, goes to Columbia.
The 1-1 pitch on the way to Barry. Swung on a hit. Right back to the mound goes Weiner. Throws on the first. And it goes behind them into right field. Barry easily goes to second base. Will he go to third? There's no one on third right now. And he'll continue to go there, standing up. So the Blues, there's some confusion on the field. The umpires now are going to discuss it. And we'll see what the call is, as Barry is standing on third.
It looks like they're saying it's a foul ball.
Wow, so that's a big break right there for the Bristol Blues, because Barry got on to
I
third.
don't know, not a foul ball, but I don't know what they're saying it was. I mean, that's.
And we'll see now the manager talking to the umpire, trying to get some clarification there. This is a big part in the game right here. And now he's going to go to the first base umpire and try to get some clarification.
Trying to see what this is about exactly. You can't really tell. There was a column in my way here, so I couldn't really see if maybe this is possible interference, possibly, or maybe the runner ran into the first baseman.
That's the only thing I can think of right now, because the play looked pretty. I guess he's coming back. Really not sure why, because it looked pretty like a normal, regular play.
Oh, I think they called it a foul ball.
Really? Wow.
I think he hit it off his foot.
Okay. Wow, that's a big break right there for the Bristol Blues. Dude, think about this. If he was on third base with nobody out, they would be perfectly set up, Rick, to do damage here. And there's still some confusion on them. Barry's trying to get an explanation from the umpire there, but wow, hey, you know what, Rick? If you're the Blues, you'll take it.
They certainly took a while to say that ball. Now, he went over to the first base umpire to get an explanation. I can't imagine that the first base umpire would have heard that ball hit his foot or seen the ball go off his foot if that's what happened.
Yeah, we'll never know. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground to the first. Grover feels it. He got himself, and there's one away. Not a nice, easy play for Grover. And, hey, if you're Weiner, you take advantage of that, and he did just that. And we have one out here in the top of the third.
So it looks like they've made some changes over here. So we got Kyle Pileski, who pinch ran for Green. So Pileski's now playing first base. Grover,
I believe he went to right
is
field.
in right field. That must have meant.
Swung and belted deep to left field, going back. He looks up, and that ball is off the wall. Canisius on his way to third. The throw goes in behind the third baseman into the dugout?
No, it did not go into the.
Oh, it did not.
The
Okay.
screen off the front of the facade on the third base side.
So a runner does end up on third base after all for the Mavericks.
After all that, there is now a runner at third.
Okay. So the opportunity for the DH now, Steven Octave, to drive in that run and to get the Mavericks closer to this one, down 4-1. As Jake LaBelle, the first baseman, on deck. They had a shot, Rick, to go. I thought that was going to be out of here.
Now, I believe that is, since Grover's in right field, I believe that is now Mitch Gilmet in left field. So Pileski takes his spot, Green's spot in the batting order.
There's a lot of changes there. But hopefully Green's okay, like we said before. Hopefully he's fine. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. Call the ball. And it counts 1-1. If you're Rick, definitely if you're here, the Mavericks here, get a run across and cut this lead in half.
Weiner trying to make sure that doesn't happen as the runner leads off third with one out.
Gotta get the strikeout here. And the 1-1 pitch on the way from Weiner. Low, 2-1. I have to say, it's a very good crowd tonight, Ricky, for Blues, Brews, and Barbecue Night out in right field.
We'll have to go get some barbecue in between innings here.
Yeah, we got to find a way to make sure we get some.
Everybody at home may not be able to hear us. with some tasty
Swung on,
barbecue.
and that's up by 2, so 3-1. So if Octave gets on base here, the tying run would come up to the plate. The cleanup hitter, the first baseman, Jake LaBelle. So Weiner looking to throw a strike here. And the 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, foul back, 3-2. So here comes a big pitch early on in this game, rookie. Does Weiner get the strikeout, or does he put Octave on first base?
At this point, I believe he trades any kind of out. Here, he'll trade a run for an out. Just looking to get outs. Obviously, the infield back. So he'll just looking trying to get an out here.
And here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung to the third. Oh, tough hop. And he will reach on first. A run scores. And just like that, the Mavericks now trail 4-2. That's a tough play there by Maroka.
Yeah, that was hit hard. Kind of an in-between hop. It took a rough hop and hit him right in the shoulder. Hit him so hard it actually trickled into shallow left field. So that was a rocket. And as you said, a tough play for Maroka. But a big break for the Mavericks as they've cut the lead now to 2.
And now Jake LaBelle, the first baseman, number 33, will step up to the plate as the tying run. Octave on first. And the first pitch on the way. Called a strike, 0-1. On deck, catcher Michael Goodrich.
For Octave, that was his first RBI of the season.
Swung on, 0-2 in the dirt, chased it. And quickly, Weiner's ahead in the count. Blues have a 4-2 lead over the Mavericks here in the top of the third. From Muzzy Field on a beautiful Saturday night. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. LaBelle goes down. And now coming up would be Michael Goodrich.
And LaBelle was prone to do that. He came into this game with 7 strikeouts on the season. So that's number 8 for him. He's a big, tall, right-handed hitter, so it seems like he's got a lot of holes in his swing. So that's already 8 strikeouts, and after 2 plate appearances, that's 8 strikeouts in 26 plate appearances.
And now stepping up, Michael Goodrich, who struck out in the first. Octave on first. A.J. DiFilippo on deck for the Mavericks. And the first pitch. Swung on, fouled back, 0-1. Now, Ricky, the president of the Seacoast Mavericks is former Red Sox pitcher Bob Stanley.
Bob Stanley, who, as you pointed out yesterday, was on the mound in Game 6 of the '86 World Series between the Red Sox and Mets.
0-1 pitch. Pickoff attempt. Octave stays on first. That's right. He came in relief for that game. As we know, the Bill Buckner game led the Mets and the Red Sox into Game 7 at Shea Stadium. And as they say, Rick, the rest is history.
The game started by Roger Clemens.
That's right. The 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1. And Bob Stanley right now, along with being the president of the Seacoast Mavericks, is the pitching coach for the Toronto Blue Jays AAA affiliate, the Buffalo Bisons.
Working double duty.
That's right. And the Buffalo Bisons used to be the AAA affiliate of the New York Mets a while back. And the 1-1 pitch on the way, Octave. Oh, I thought he was going there. But goes back to first, and the count's 2-1.
Mets moved their AAA affiliate a couple years ago to Las Vegas to become the Las Vegas 51s.
That's right. That's very far away from
For a AAA team, seems a little far.
from Citi Field.
You need a quick call up. That's a whole plane right away. Buffalo, you just got to drive down.
That's right. 2-1 pitch again. Weiner throws over, and Octave is back safely. We have seen a lot of pickoff attempts, Ricky. First yesterday, now today. These guys like to dance out there, and the pitchers don't want to take any chances. The 2-1 pitch, up high, 3-1. So the control issues, Ricky, for both of these pitchers continues early in this one.
And as you were mentioning earlier about runners dancing on first base between yesterday and today, looking up the stolen base totals for each team, it looks like everybody likes to run here. A couple teams already at double-digit stolen bases.
The 3-1 pitch, swung on a miss. Strike 2. 3-2 count now. Octave will be going on the pitch, but as you said, these teams very aggressive on the base pass.
Seacoast is 8 of 9 on stolen bases so far this year. And there are 5 teams out of the 9 that are in double digits, including the Blues. The Blues are 10 out of 12 in steals.
And the 3-2 pitch on the way. Octavia goes, and that's fouled back. What is that, 84 stolen bases in the whole league so far.
And a very high success rate, too. 84 steals. They only in the whole league has been caught 18 times. So
And to
these
think by
teams
the
do
end of the
seem to
season
run.
what it's going to be.
What's that?
It's going to be interesting to see at the end of the year how many stolen
Absolutely,
bases.
and you kind of figure that, considering these are college players. Pitchers may not be as good as holding people on, so you probably could expect to see high.
And here's the
stolen base
3-2 pitch outside. So Goodrich walks, and now that brings up A.J. DiFilippo, Ricky, as the go-ahead run. We had an RBI single back in the first.
And it was a killer RBI single as that came in to tie the game right away. And you saw Weiner get a little frustrated with that RBI single. That was after a pass ball. And now he has to deal with him with first and second. But again, you're one pitch away from getting out of it since there are 2 outs.
And here's the first pitch on the way to A.J. DiFilippo. Swung on and popped up. Coming in is Nick Roy. And the left fielder makes the catch. So Weiner escapes out of trouble. But the Mavericks do get a run here in the top of the third. And we'll be back shortly on The Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
A show for the fans by the fans. Coming to Foxwoods Resort Casino June 10th and 11th. 2 exciting days of celebrities and talented comic book artists. Meet Hellboy's Ron Perlman and Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy. Luke Cage's Theo Rossi. Ray Park and Spencer Wiley from Star Wars. Big Bang Theory's Kevin Sussman. Wrestling Hall of Famers Ric Flair, Amy Dumas, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Brutus Beefcake. Join us for costume contests, Kids Con, and Star Wars trivia. Tickets are on sale.
And we are back here at
The
Muzzy
CV Mason
Field on the
Insurance
beat,
Agency is
the
a
Bristol
local,
Blues
family-owned,
broadcast
independent
station. I'm Mark
insurance
Ferraro
agency whose
alongside
goal
Ricky
is to
Finaro.
provide
And now,
you with
Rick,
the
we
best
enter the
possible
bottom of the third
coverage at
inning,
the best
and the Bristol
possible
Blues
price.
have a
Their fully
4-2
licensed
lead
staff will
over
provide
the
you
Mavericks.
customer service you deserve. CV
We'll
Mason,
do a quick,
254
score
Main
check.
Street, Bristol. Insuring
Scores
families
around
and businesses
the
since
FCBL.
1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere.
Start off
860
in Pittsfield, where the Pittsfield Suns lead the Wachusett Dirt Dogs 2-0. As the Suns look to remain undefeated. I don't know how long they're going to keep going with that, but they're up 2-0 here.
Looking to win number 8.
That is in the bottom of the second inning. They just scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second. The North Shore Navigators trail the Nashua Silver Knights 8-3 at home.
And the Navigators are still winless, the only team left without a win in the FCBL League.
That game started at 6 o'clock, and that is now in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Silver Knights just scored a run there, so it was 8-2. It's now 8-6. And the last game, Brockton leads Martha's Vineyard 5-1.
And we'll see Brockton 2 times next week, Rick.
That game is already in the top of the third. Brockton scored 4 times in the first and once in the second. So that's 5-1 as we play the top of the third inning there.
And come up at the play is Jake Fresca hit a home run in the first, and the first pitch on the way. High, 1-0. That was a shot, Rick, in the first inning, deep to left field to give him his second home run on the season.
He took a fastball in or half, and he just opened up and turned on it.
1-0 pitch, called a strike.
It was right in between that Bristol beat sign and the Jim Rice sign out there in straightaway left field with that light where it says 359. As I mentioned, probably around over 360.
The 1-1 pitch grounded right back to the pitcher. Albin throws to first, and there's one away. As Mitch Gilmet, who had 2 hits in yesterday's second game of the doubleheader, step up to the plate. So if you're Albin, Rick here, he gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Find a way to have a quick one here in the bottom of the third and get the Mavericks back up to the plate.
Gilmet 0 for 1. And he moved over from right field to left field with the injury to Logan Green. So he's now in left.
And the first pitch on the way. Swung on and belted to left center field. The center fielder races after it, makes the play.
Nice
play.
running catch.
Nice play out there by the center fielder. And Ricky, like I just said, 2 quick outs right here for Albin.
And Gilmet was right on that one. I think he might have It sounded like it got it off the inner part of the bat a little bit near the handle. So he maybe just missed it a little bit, but still a nice running catch out there in center field by Christopher Kenios.
And now stepping up to the plate, the third baseman, Cooper Moroka from Cheshire, Connecticut. Not too far from us, Rick.
A little right down the road.
And the first pitch on the way is swung on and hit to the second baseman. He fields, throws to first in time. What a play by the second baseman for the Mavericks, Sean Sullivan. And that's a quick, nice inning there for Casey Albin. We'll be back shortly here on The Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The C.V. Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. C.V. Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoniinsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fenari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fenari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fenari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to BristolBeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
And we are back here in the top of the fourth inning from Muzzy Field as the Bristol Blues have a 4-2 lead over the Seacoast Mavericks here on a Saturday night. Beautiful weather here today. And the Blues, Ricky, looking to take advantage of that victory they had in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday against the Dirt Dogs and look to win their second straight.
And it seems like the offense, thanks to a couple of miscues by the Mavericks, the offense is starting to wake up a little bit here. 5 runs in Game 2 last night, already 4 runs. They've only played 3 innings so far tonight.
And usually, Ricky, whatever happens when a player makes a great defensive play, usually he'll hit leadoff, and that's exactly what happens here.
Seems to happen like that, doesn't it?
So Sean Sullivan steps in, top 4, Blues up 4-2. And the first pitch on the way, swung on a miss, strike 1. Saul Sullivan walked in his first at-bat. Benjamin Irvine on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, 1-1. So if you're Weiner here, Rick, continue to just go out there, put up zeros, and keep the lead here. A 2-run lead. And the 1-1, up high, 2-1.
So far, he's thrown 32 strikes, and that was his 24th ball. So not a great ratio. I'd like to see them bring that down a little bit if you're Weiner.
And the 2-1 pitch to Sullivan. Call the strike. And the count's 2-2. That's a high pitch count so far, Rick.
And we were obviously a little spoiled after Hoskins' great outing in Game 2 last night with his pitch count. He was entering the 7th inning. He has not even hit 65 pitches.
And the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. Yeah, he pitched 6 1/3 last night. He looked comfortable, smooth on the mound, working fast, getting those quick outs, which is why, Rick, as you mentioned, that pitch count was so low in the game. And the 3-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back.
Sun finally starting to set here at Muzzy Field. It sets just left of dead center field here, and all the trees help bring some shade. After the sun beating in here, it gets really hot with the sun beating down here all day.
And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on again, foul back, same side. And we'll do it once again. But even yesterday, Rick, when Hodgson left the game, Tommy Curtin pulled down the curtain, as you said yesterday. Got those 2 outs and gave the Blues their first victory.
And did it in dominant fashion, striking out the 2 batters to get 2 outs.
The 3-2 pitch swung on and a base hit into right field. Nice effort there by the second baseman. So Sullivan reaches.
The Blues have announced an agreement with Northeast Wrestling to bring Wrestling Under the Stars tour to Muzzy Field on Friday, July 28th. Come out and see former WWE superstar and Northeast Wrestling champion Cody Rhodes and Mr. 619 himself, Rey Mysterio. You also have a chance to see WWE Hall of Famer Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash and Jerry the King Lawler.
And the first pitch on the way. In the dirt, 1-0.
And a meet and greet with the wrestlers is scheduled for 4:30 that day, with the wrestling show beginning at 8 p.m. To purchase tickets, you can visit northeastwrestling.com. You can also visit the bristolbluesstore.com or in person at the Bristol Blues retail store.
And the 1-0 pitch. Call the strike, 1-1. We're going to find a way, Ricky. We don't have to work that night. We're coming here for some wrestling. All those names you mentioned, how can you not be here for that?
I know. It's first time you saw that, you got very excited. I had to try to calm you down for that. But I know you got very excited for that.
The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. So Sullivan has reached twice in this game with a walk and now a hit. And now Benjamin Irvine comes up, Ricky, as the tying run. Jimmy Palmer, the shortstop, on deck. And the 2-1 delivery. Swung on and hit the second base. Well, he'll go to first. And there's one away. So nice job by Tomoso there. Not taking a chance to get the runner at second because you have to turn the opposite side. So he gets the easy out there, Rick, going to first.
Yeah, that would be a tough throw with all his momentum going to his left and trying to turn around and spin and throw to second base. And instead of causing more trouble, just get the easy out and record the out at first. And now it's runner at second, 1 out, as you mentioned, or Jimmy Palmer.
Yep, the number 9 hitter for the Mavericks tonight. Julian Berry on deck, who has got a lot of work out there in right field so far. And the first pitch, swung on the belt to deep center field, going back and making the catch is Roy. No advance there, and that's 2 away. Excuse me, that was Chris Davis out in center field making the play. So now it's 2 outs, and we'll go to the top of the order in Julian Berry.
And Palmer now 0 for 2, and his struggles continue to start the season. He's now 2 for 16 to start the season. That comes out to a 133 batting average.
So again, Berry, as Ricky mentioned before, has an opportunity.
And if you are a sabermetician, and for all you sabermeticians out there, coming into this game, Palmer had a .4 runs created.
You love that stat.
Well, it's fairly useful.
Foul back, 0-1.
And I'm sure there's lots of fans out there who probably scour Baseball Reference and such to try to find the latest on everybody's stats. And so it's a nice thing that they have, that the FCBL tracks that kind of stuff.
Where's Brian Kenny when you need him?
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course. In those studios in Secaucus, New Jersey. And the 0-1 pitch to Berry. Off-speed pitch up high, 1-1.
Now, for all the baseball fans out there that maybe not enjoy sabermetrics or not sabermetrically inclined, that runs created is just what it kind of accumulates everything that a batter does on the field and puts it to how many runs that he actually produces on the field, which more tells you than RBIs.
1-1 pitch, swung on a miss, strike 2.
Or if you don't care about runs created, you can also tell him to be quiet, and I will. We'll just go with RBIs.
So Weiner has an opportunity here to work out of some trouble and keep the Blues ahead by 2.
You got to know that Berry is, after the couple miscues he's made out in right field, is probably kind of pressing at the plate to try to make up for it.
And here's the 1-2 pitch outside. Well, even the last at-bat, Rick, he had an opportunity to drive in the runner, couldn't do it. So it seems like tonight the fate for him, every time he comes up, there's going to be at least one guy on base. Blues up by 2. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. A lot of 2s across the board. And here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So nice job by Ross Weiner there, getting out of trouble. So we're head to the bottom of the 4th inning from Muzzy Field, and the Bristol Blues have a 4-2 lead over the Mavericks on the beat. Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Spring is here, and so is the warmer weather. Are your tires ready to take on the road this spring? If you're in the market for tires and wheels, talk to the experts at Tire Depot. They have a huge inventory of tires from Cooper, Michelin, and Bridgestone. Tire Depot's friendly staff offers fast and reliable service Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 860-584-0225. Go visit them on Missile Avenue in Bristol or log on to their website at TireDepotCT.com. Tire Depot, Central Connecticut's first choice for tires.
Would you let your child drive a car without taking a class first? Heck no. So don't let them graduate high school unprepared for the real world. This program introduces a student to themselves, unlocking their full potential, help your kids find their gift, leading to a successful life. Classes are available locally and nationwide. Sign up your student today, ages 10 and older. For more information, call 860-309-0182 or visit bristolbeat.com, add directory, keyword, work it. Let work it help you.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field in the bottom of the fourth inning as the Blues have a 4-2 lead over the Mavericks. And Ricky, one thing we did yesterday was on this date in baseball history, and that continues tonight.
That's right. On this day in baseball history, 1998, Tim Raines, the Rock, stole his 800th base of his career, and the Yankees 6-2 win over the Expos. Don't forget, Tim Raines is going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame this year. He's probably on his 15th and final ballot, finally elected to the Hall of Fame. He's going in with Jeff Bagwell, a Connecticut native, Xavier High School alum, University of Hartford, and Ivan Rodriguez, so a nice Hall of Fame class this year. Also on this day, 1921, Babe Ruth hit his 120th career home run, which at the time was the Major League record for home runs in a career. And of course, he held that title until Hank Aaron took it away from him in 1974, when Aaron hit number 715.
And the first pitch on the way to Maycock, outside, 1-0. And it's crazy, Rick, to think that Babe Ruth, a long, long time ago, stepped on the same field as these players are here.
Made a little pit stop here at Muzzy Field.
The 1-0 pitch, swung on the miss, strike one.
And apparently hit a home run that was just so far, which, of course, it's Babe Ruth. Of course he hit one so far. I don't know if he called a shot on that one.
Hey, I bet he did. We'll go with yeah. The 1-0 pitch, strike two, I should say. So Maycock's behind the count, 1-2.
And apparently people still look for it in the river behind here, Pequabic River. So people are apparently still looking for that baseball. I don't know what condition it will be at this point.
And the 1-2 pitch, outside. So, yeah, we'll come up here one day where we're not working, Rick, and we'll go out to the river, and we'll get a little dirty, and we'll see if we can find the baseball.
You know what? If we're able to find it, I think we can be pretty wealthy people.
The 2-2 pitch, swung on, hit to right field, but right there is, and he misses it again. It goes to the wall. Maycock goes to second base, standing up again. Ricky Berry got a lot of activity, but that one just went by him.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe come in for a step, maybe got kind of confused by the line drive. It's tough on the line drive right at you, and he kind of froze, and the ball kept trailing on him, and he leaped at the last second, but it went over his head. It still is a hit for Maycock, as I don't think he got any glove on it. Or if he did, it was just barely off the tip. But the adventures of Mr. Barry out there. And the Blues have a runner at second, nobody out here in the fourth.
As Brandon Grover steps up to the plate with Maycock again, who continues his successful season on second. And call the strike.
And don't forget another this date in baseball history. Omar Vizquel hit a home run in 2010, which doesn't sound too impressive, but it is when you realize that Omar Vizquel became the fourth player of all time to hit a home run in 4 different decades.
And the 0-1 pitch, up high, 1-1.
So Omar Vizquel came up, hit a home run in 1989, obviously played through the 90s, through the 2000s, and hit a home run in 2010, 4 different decades.
That's crazy. 4 different decades hitting a home run. The 1-1 pitch, swung on the miss, strike two. So Grover, like Maycock, was behind in the count, but let's see if Grover has a different result.
And to finish up that Omar Vizquel thought, the other 4 people to do it, Ted Williams.
And the 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2.
Ted Williams, who hit home runs in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Willie McCovey, who hit home runs in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And Ricky Henderson, 70s, 80s, 90s. And his career ended in 2003.
And the 2-2 pitch, up high, 3-2. How many teams did Ricky Henderson play for? Many.
Let's just go with yes. Let's just go with all of them. You forget all the teams Ricky Henderson played for.
The Padres.
A couple Mariners stints, Red Sox stint.
The 3-2 pitch, Foul back. Yankees, A's.
A couple times between going back and forth with the A's and Yankees. He's been well traveled.
As he would say, the greatest of all time.
As he would definitely say, for sure.
And he stole third against the Yankees.
To claim that.
Right.
To claim that record. To break Ty Cobb's record.
The 3-2 pitch up high. So Albin in trouble here early in the bottom of the fourth. So Grover walks. Maycock on second. And now bring up the catcher, Josh Zabierski, with an opportunity to drive in the second RBI on the night. So, Ricky, the Blues are set up here perfectly to add on to this lead. As we talked about yesterday, continue the line and give these guys a great chance to add some more runs on the board, as we'll see a mound visit coming up here. Well, actually, no, not a mound visit, just the catcher giving out some signs. So 2 on, nobody out, 4-2 Blues in the lead. A nice crowd here tonight at Muzzy Field for Blues, Brews, and Barbecue Night. And the first pitch, showing bunt. Drops it down, fielded by the catcher. Now miscommunication right there between the pitcher and the third baseman. And the bases are now juiced for the Blues to add on to this lead.
That was a perfectly placed bunt by the catcher, Zabierski, right in between the third baseman and the pitcher, right in that little sweet spot there. So that was going to be a tough play for whoever came up with it. And instead, they kind of looks like they got, once you have a slight little confusion, there was no way they were going to get him, and the ball was not even picked up.
Yeah, DiFilippo and Albin, both of them bobble the ball. So now the Blues, everything set up for them. Bases loaded, Tomosa up, nobody out, and they could really put a dent in this inning and keep extending that lead. And the first pitch on the way, swung and belted to center field. That should get the run home. He makes the catch. Third baseman, run scores. Runner goes to third. Baycock scores. Grover goes to third. And just like that, Rick, the Blues have a 5-2 lead.
Very productive out for Mr. Tomosa as he hits it. Just got under it, hits a fairly deep center field. A very productive out as not only the run scores, but the runner moves up to third base. It's runners on the corners, 1 out, and a run in. And for Tomosa, his second run batted in of the season.
And that will bring up Kyle Pileski up. Opportunity to keep the lead going here. Make it 6-2. But that's all you have to do, Rick. You're not asking too much. And in that case, 2 runners tagged up. And you have a 3-run lead, as we'll see a mound visit by the catcher. Everyone's coming in. The whole infield trying to calm down Casey Albin. So coming back behind the plate, Michael Goodrich.
So don't forget, Pileski came in to pinch run for Logan Green. After Green left with his injury, came up lane running between first and second in the second inning. So Pileski went to first base, and Mitch Gilmet went from right to left to take his spot in left field.
First pitch grounded to first, but foul. So count 0-1. Pileski at the plate. Grover on third. Zabierski on first.
It's obviously Pileski's first at-bat of this game since coming into the game. He is looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 10 so far this year. He has walked once.
In the dirt, 1-1. Good stop there by Goodrich.
Now, the good part is, now here at Muzzy Field, you do not see any batting averages displayed anywhere in the ballpark. So you're not staring at the big triple goose eggs.
Yep.
0-0-0 batting average. So I'm still hits on his mind. I'm definitely aware of that.
And the 1-1 pitch coming. Swung on the belted, foul, and the count's 1-2. So if you're Albin here, Ricky, you're definitely looking for that punch out.
And Albin, he's another one who's up there in pitches. He's thrown 37 strikes and 24 out of the zone.
Yeah, it looks like what looked like a pitcher's duel entering tonight's game. Looks like these guys will be going quick tonight.
Yeah, especially with 61 pitches.
And the pitch fouled back.
62 pitches with only 1 out in the fourth inning. That is less than ideal if you're a pitcher. But good for the Blues is that they're making him work.
And we'll do it again. 1-2 count, 1 out. Blues on top, 5-2. And the pitch to Pileski. Swung on, fouled. Left side. So putting a nice at bat here, Ricky.
That's what you want to do when you're facing somebody. You know, it seems Auburn has a nice mix of pitches. And obviously, when it's first at bat in the game, obviously he's been watching to make sure to see what he has. But the more pitches you foul off, the better chance you have as their bat moves along.
The 1-2 delivery. Swung on again, fouled back. As LaBelle looks at the ball as it goes into the stands. So that's what, 3 or 4 straight foul balls, Ricky, from Pileski here.
Definitely will frustrate a pitcher. It also frustrates a catcher, too, because the catcher's trying to pick out something that the pitcher will feel confident in and try to execute. But when the guy's fouling his balls off.
And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a ground to the third. Foul. Once again. And we'll hear some of the fans try to get behind Pileski in this at bat.
And now Goodrich goes out to the mound to talk to Auburn to see what they want to throw, possibly going with just the verbal sign. Maybe won't throw down any signs, probably try to cross Pileski up a little bit.
I was going to ask you, if you're in that situation, you're going to talk to the pitcher. I mean, he's seen everything in this at bat. So what could possibly be thrown here by Auburn? Well, we'll find out in this brief second coming up. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and line to right field. There's a base hit. Scoring is Grover. Pileski drives in the 6th run of the night for the Bristol Blues. And they have a nice 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th.
That is a great piece of hitting by Kyle Pileski. That was a good pitch by Auburn, and that's got to be really frustrating. You make your pitch, look at a fastball down and away. Pileski stuck his bat out and poked it into right field over the second baseman Sullivan's head. And that is a great piece of hitting by Pileski and a great at bat. Fouled off 4 or 5 straight pitches and ends up driving home a run.
And it seems like the Blues, we talked about this earlier, the success of yesterday's second game definitely carrying over so far tonight. And the pitch to Davis is low in the dirt, 1-0. And think about the numbers, Ricky, coming into this game for Auburn. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, ERA in the 1s. And tonight, Bristol Blues having no issues against the righty from Madbury, New Hampshire.
Oh, they're definitely making him work, and it's probably getting him frustrated. So when you can frustrate a pitcher, that's half the battle.
The 1-0 pitch, outside 2-0. So continues to have trouble here in the 4th. And to think about back in high school, Ricky, as a senior, was named the Gatorade Player of the Year for New Hampshire.
So he knows what he's doing out there. This is obviously a whole other level of play.
The 2-0 pitch, called a strike, 2-1. That year, Ricky, think about the numbers he had. 7-2 ERA, that's right, .48, and also batted .412 as a senior.
Now that's double duty right there. That is being a good teammate.
And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and line to center field. Coming in, there's a center fielder, makes the catch. And there's 2 away. So good play out there by Caneos. And there's 2 outs. And coming up is Jake Frasco. So basically what Auburn did in high school, Ricky, is Babe Ruth-esque.
A little bit, but fortunately for the Blues tonight, he's returned his trip to Muzzy Field is not as successful as Babe Ruth's.
Yeah, rough night tonight for Auburn. His first bad one, as we talked about, 6 innings as a starter in his first game, and they came in relief a few nights ago and struck out the side. And the first pitch to Frasca is called strike. 2 home runs on the season for the shortstop.
Obviously, one of them coming in the first inning of this one, a shot to straight away left field.
And the 0-1 delivery. Nice off-speed pitch there, but doesn't get the call. 1-1.
You could tell that Auburn's getting a little frustrated out there. He was looking for that call, breaking ball down near the knees, probably was a little low. But he's thrown a lot of pitches out there for a long half inning.
Blues trying to get a 3rd run in this inning. Swung on and popped up to the first baseman. Now the second baseman will make the play as he goes back. And that will do it. So the Blues add to their lead, get 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Now have a 6-2 lead as we enter the top of the 5th. On the beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Being arrested and charged with a crime is frightening and stressful. It is important to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney who knows how to protect you. At the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny, I take pride in smart and proactive criminal defense. I will guide you through the legal system and diligently pursue the best possible result within the framework of the law to get the charges dismissed, negotiate on your behalf, or fight for you at trial. Before you talk to anyone, call attorney Jody Zills Gagny at 860-582-4495 or go to the ads directory at bristolbeat.com and search keyword Jody, that's Jody with an I, for the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field here in the top of the 5th inning as the Blues have a 6-2 lead over the Seacoast Mavericks. And Ricky, we look at that scoreboard out there in right field. There's only been one inning where the Blues did not score a run. Other than that, 6 runs tonight against this Mavericks team. So doing exactly what we talked about earlier, Rick, taking advantage of a team that struggled with that pitching staff.
And watch Reiner back out to the hill and land his batter. Okay, so far, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He enters this top of the 5th inning, having thrown 74 pitches.
Definitely a different result than his first game. He had an unbelievable performance against the Suns, but had no run support. So totally different. Ricky, complete 360 here tonight.
And he's even like his first start, he seemed to not have the same control that he had in his first start. So that's something he's obviously he has to work on. It's a finished product. He's really have to work on that and try to put the two together. If you're a guy that's scoring, trying to win it. But so far, he's only got 2 runs, so despite some of the control problems, he has still limited 2 runs and 4 hits.
The big 6'4" righty, Ricky, from Woodbridge, Connecticut.
There's Christopher Kenios to lead off here in the 5th inning. It's found really Kenios 1 for 2 with a run scored. He is now hitting .400 on the season. Kenios came in 1 for 3. So he's 2 for 5 already. He's at 4 count 1-1.
Keep the game 6-2 here, Rick.
Reiner kind of angles himself a little bit on the first base side of the mound. There's the ball behind his leg. He's down the way for 2.
The DH Steven Octave, the number 3 hitter for the Mavericks, on deck.
Reiner sets at the bat. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it's hit on the ground left side. Roca comes in. Nice pick on the short hop. Throw the first on the down. Nice play by Cooper and Roca. Coming in and feeling the short hop with a little away. And threw across his body to first base for the first out.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice play by Maroka there. The highlight reel himself, making the play, gets the first out of the inning. It's a nice start for Reiner on the mound.
Roca so far, he's definitely showing he can handle the ball.
Yeah, he can. That was a great play by there, as now he steps back with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Reiner's pitch hops off the plate and moves onto the backstop from Steven Octave.
But Rick, yeah, if you're the Mavericks here, you're down by 4 runs, but you don't have to get all that at once. You can, little by little, chip away. Even if you get 1 run here, that, trust me, it will help.
Reiner's fastball chase that one. Reiner had a good sophomore season with Bryant, which 15 games out of the year. Good bullpen for the years of 2022. Last year as a junior, Bryant took a step backwards here with a 5.4 23, struck out 19. 37 off 3 innings. That pitch is high. And the count goes off to 2-2.
On deck, the first baseman, Jake LaBelle, the cleanup hitter for the Mavericks.
Minor wants the signs again from Seacoast. Finds one who works. That breaking ball looks like it got away from him a little bit and slipped. Then count 3-2.
Just get on base any way you can right now if you're Octavia. Even if it's a walk, that's all right. Let it build. Let it get something started for them.
3-2 from Weiner. That's popped in the air to center field. Going back is Davis. Still going back. Looks like he's got a big one and he makes the catch. For the second out at the top of the fifth inning. That's a nice play by Chris Davis out in center field.
And these outfielders for both teams getting a lot of work tonight.
Chris Davis, we've seen 3 games from him so far in the center field. Chris Davis seems like he covers a lot of ground going to center field.
No, he does. We have seen it time and time again. Now, I think the hitting will come off to a slow start, but definitely making the leather work early on, making all these nice plays, helping out the pitching staff.
There's Jake LaBelle, the first baseman. Weiner sets at the belt. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball just misses the inside field. Also a nice time to play by Nick Boyd on fastball out in center field.
That's right.
So
So
center fielders cover a lot of ground.
whether it's Roy or Davis, these guys are going to be on SportsCenter pretty soon with their nice plays.
Curveball. That hits the upper part of the strike zone. Count 1-1. LaBelle asks to reconsider. Do so. Count 1-1. Curveball again spiked up. Count 2-1. Spike the flow pitches.
Looking at the on-deck hitter, Goodrich is on deck, but has his shin guards on.
Just in case, the perils of being a catcher. When you're on deck and there are 2 outs, there's nothing worse for a catcher. As the bell pops in the air right field. Back is Grover. And he makes the over-shoulder pitch. Sparking goes in the outfield back to Davis. And now Grover and Matt on the top of the side of the field. Still at 6-2 Blues here on the beat. Bristol Blues broadcast network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword
A show for the fans by the fans. Coming to Foxwoods Resort Casino June 10th and 11th. 2 exciting days of celebrities and talented comic book artists. Meet Hellboy's Ron Perlman and Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy. Luke Cage's Theo Rossi. Ray Park and Spencer Wiley from Star Wars. Big Bang Theory's Kevin Sussman. Wrestling Hall of Famers Ric Flair, Amy Dumas, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Brutus Beefcake. And more. Join us for costume contests, Kids Con, and Star Wars trivia. Tickets are on sale now.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, there on Pleasant Field. Blues lead this one 6-2. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Ricky Fernando, alongside my brother Mark Brown. Thank you for joining us for this 3rd game in 2 days here at Pleasant Field.
If you're looking for some new Blues gear, get some merchandise online at bristolbluesstore.com or stop by the store at 357 North Main Street, call 863-582-2583. And if you're looking to pick up some merchandise ready for the game.
Absolutely. So that Blues with some Michigan Met people work up and Ben Laycock scheduled hitters this year. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. The Blues batting starting with Met. Started being right field, but now is in left field. As I mentioned, Logan Green hit the lead. And a rare body injury. Gannett so far tonight is 0 for 2. And there's a strikeout. As I mentioned earlier, Gannett had a very nice game in Game 2 last night, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a pair of runs scored in his first start of the season. Inside away, 15-1.
Listen, the Blues have a great chance here, Rick, to win back-to-back games early on.
Walking goes on the outside corner, goes up to like that one. He steps out and takes a walk to collect himself. Gilmet, very Johnny Damon-esque batting stance. As he slaps that one out of right field, foul into the barbecue area. So heads up out there, protect your barbecue. So we just say very Johnny Damon-like stance for this.
I would say that for sure.
And this one's down the right field line. Will it stay fair? It will not to come home.
Like you said, you gotta watch that food out there. These shots by these lefties. Going over right to the barbecue section.
Nothing runs a board with a baseball on the ball. Here's the 2-2 to go net. They're on the ground foul. Stubbing. And it's still 2-2 as there needs some more baseball, so it's 4 balls at basketball.
So, like you mentioned before, all these changes, now you have Rusty at first, Gilmet on left, and Goldberg right.
Net down looking as he complains that pitch was low. So the net down looking.
Rick wonder how long of a leash Albin will have here as the bullpen is getting loose out there in right field for the Mavericks.
For Albin, that's his 3rd strikeout. Now that faces Cooper Roca, who is the last game of his team. And first pitch is high for the left.
We might look back at that home run, Rick, by Maroka last night as a turning point of the season for the Blues.
Roca pops him in the air to center. This should be playable for the center field here. Yes, it is. And there are 2 quick outs here in the fifth.
Yeah, it just takes one hit, Rick, by any of these guys to change the fortunes of the team. Before that game, the Blues were struggling on the year, only 1 victory, but that big hit by Maroka opposite field might just have gotten right the things going for them early on this year.
You're right. It did seem probably to spark them a little bit because after that they did have a bit of a spark afterwards. They were able to close out the game. It went 5-2.
A little dicey tonight.
Yeah, it did, but Curtin's able to close things out like he did. That'll bring up Ben Maycock to the match. That one's fouled away down the left field.
But of course, any victory, especially Ricky looking for the first one, it's always going to be a little dicey, a little challenge. It's not going to be always easy, as the case last night.
Maycock so far today has been on base twice. There's a hit and a walk, and he scored both times he's been on base. Breaking ball hits the outside corner, and he's down to count 1-2. Albin right now, mid-80s on pitches. So he's in the wrong Reagan area. 0-2 pitch, fastball outside, count 1-2. And slowly approaching the George H.W. Bush area as we get to the late 80s on this pitch count. There comes the 1-2. Hit on the ground at first. LaBelle beats Maycock to the bag, and that will do it. 5 innings in the books here of Muzzy Field. 6-2 Blues lead it here on the Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The C.V. Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. C.V. Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoniinsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to bristolbeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
Welcome back to Muzzy Field on the Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. We go to the top half of the sixth inning. The Blues lead this one 6-2 for the Seacoast Mavericks here in the sixth. Michael Goodrich, AJ Filippo, and Sean Sullivan will lead it off. Will be the first three hitters against Ross Weiner.
We'll take a look at the Bristol Blues' upcoming home schedule. We'll be here with you all the games next week, starting on Monday against the Rocks, Wednesday against the Bravehearts, Thursday afternoon at 1:30 against the Navigators, and back here on Sunday night for Father's Day against the Rocks once again. So if you can't make it to Muzzy Field, don't forget to listen in on The Beat, the official broadcast station of your hometown, Bristol Blues.
The catcher, Michael Goodrich, stands in against Ross Weiner. First pitch is fouled straight back. And out of play in the count 0-1.
So based on that, Ricky, be definitely a little busy here next week at Muzzy with
Definitely a
4
lot of
games during the
baseball.
weeks.
As Mark said, if you can't make it, which we hope you do, you can listen to us for all those games right here on The Beat. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Weiner. That one is a little low, the count 1-1. Goodrich today is 0 for 1 with a walk, hitting .385 now on the season. Weiner so far 5 innings, 6. That one's foul right side and out of play. That one did not hit the barbecue, so everybody's safe down there. Weiner 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and he has struck out 3. Not a bad start for Weiner so far.
No, you have to say, listen, he did his part, giving up only 2 runs, but once again, the Bristol Blues offense coming alive for the second straight game. 6 runs so far here in the 5th.
Weiner just a little high, and the count 2-2 on his 88th pitch of the night.
Excuse me, top of the 6th. What am I talking about? Top of the 6th.
Don't rush us along. So 2-2 the count on Goodrich. Weiner's kicks and fires. That's it on the ground, foul outside of third.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing right now, Weiner. Again, that pitch count's up there. Not going to last too much longer. You would think by Ronnie Palmer is going to make a quick hook, but listen, just keep getting out. You're doing fine. Just don't give the Mavericks an opportunity to get back in this game, Ricky, and make things interesting here tonight.
From our vantage point here in the broadcast booth, we can just barely see someone warming up in the Blues bullpen down the left field line. As that one's hit on the ground to short, Frasca stays with a tough hop, fires to first, and that is the first out of the top of the 6th.
Nice play there by Frasca. As you mentioned, Rick, that was a tough hop. Not easy. Could have went a different direction, but did not. Threw a bullet to first, and a quick start for Weiner here in the 6th.
So 1 away in the 6th. AJ Filippo will come up. He's 1 for 2 in this one so far. He had an RBI single in the 2nd inning as he swings and misses there. And a count 0-1. RBI single in the 2nd, and he flied out to left in the 3rd. Weiner stands in, takes a deep breath, and now delivers the 0-1. And now he's ahead in the count 0-2 as that one clips the outside corner. Weiner looking to finish off 6 innings and possibly turn it over to the bullpen in the last 7 innings. But he has to get through this net here. That one misses outside 1-2.
And I'm pretty sure because Tommy Curtin only came in for 2 outs in that 7th, that he's definitely going to be available to come in to try to get the save tonight.
Now the Blues, despite being a doubleheader yesterday, only used 4 pitchers combined, as that one's fouled away over the third base dugout. Malachi Edmonds started game 1. Keith Grant came in and finished the game with 2 1/3 innings. And Hodgson went 6 1/3 in game 2. And as Mark said, Tommy Curtin got 2 outs to finish the game off for the Blues' first win. That one's chopped foul behind the plate. So the Blues bullpen should be in decent shape. They've only used 2 relievers, even despite having a doubleheader yesterday.
Well rested. So all those guys can definitely throw some innings tonight.
We can tell that it's a right-hander warming out there. So that eliminates basically Keith Grant. And now DiFilippo goes down looking on a fastball for the 2nd out here in the 6th inning. And for Ross Weiner, that's punch out number 4.
He's keeping at it right now. Like we said before, don't let any of these base runners get on, and he keeps delivering, throwing strikes, getting outs, and pitching a lot longer than maybe a lot of us have expected early in this one. 1 out away from going at least 6 innings tonight, strong for the
He's
Blues.
over 90 pitches right now. Sean Sullivan, the second baseman, will come in. Sullivan, as he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Sullivan has been on base twice. Has a single that came in the 4th and has a walk, and that came in the 2nd. Fastball outside corner, 0-2. Looks like Weiner's finding a groove here in the 6th inning. Possibly thinking that this might be his last inning, although we don't know that for sure, obviously. Pitch number 99 from Weiner. And they're going to be at least 100, as Weiner thought that one might have been a strike.
The magical 100 coming up usually means the end of a night for pitchers nowadays.
1-2 pitch. Pitch number 100 from Weiner to Sullivan. Is a curveball in the dirt and will cross the century.
You wonder here, Rick, if this will be his last batter. If he gets on here, maybe not take a chance. Bring in a fresh arm to try to get that last out in the 6th.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 6th. Blues lead by 4. It's 6-2. Weiner deals. Lined up the middle. There's a base hit to center field for Sullivan. That's his 3rd time on base, then his 2nd hit. So he's on with 2 outs. And let's see if they make a change, and it looks like they might.
Check that exit velocity.
Well, we know that one was hit hard, as it almost took Weiner's head off. Let's see if they make the change. Palmer's coming out to the mound. Has not made a signal yet. Weiner possibly debating whether, try to get him to stay in here, possibly a la John Lackey. They're meeting on the mound. They've not made a signal yet. He's not taken the ball yet. No one's trotting in from the bullpen.
I like this, though. It's not the pitching coach. It's the manager actually going out there and trying to talk to his pitcher. And it looks like he's going to take him out here.
Yep, Weiner is, evening is done, as the Blues will turn to the bullpen. Weiner's done after 5 2/3 innings. This crowd at Muzzy Field appreciates their effort as they give him a standing ovation as he walks off. We'll take a quick break. 2 outs here in the 6th. Blues lead this 6-2. We'll be right back here on the beat.
Spring is here, and so is the warmer weather. Are your tires ready to take on the road this spring? If you're in the market for tires and wheels, talk to the experts at Tire Depot. They have a huge inventory of tires from Cooper, Michelin, and Bridgestone. Tire Depot's friendly staff offers fast and reliable service Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 860-584-0225. Go visit them on Missile Avenue in Bristol or log on to their website at TireDepotCT.com. Tire Depot, Central Connecticut's first choice for tires.
Welcome back to Muzzy Field here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. Ross Weiner's night is over after 5 2/3 innings. He's responsible for the runner at first base. There's 2 outs. And it looks like the Blues will turn to the right-hander Anthony Marone, the 6'2" right-hander out of Millston Township, New Jersey.
Lehigh University.
He's a 6'2", 235-pound right-hander.
Looking to get that last out, Rick. Here in the top of the 6th with a runner on first.
Marone has made, this will be his 3rd appearance of the season. In his first 2 games, he's pitched 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 1, and he has struck out 4. He's allowed 1 home run, and he did take a loss. One of the Blues' 6 losses. He lost June 2nd against the Bravehearts out of the bullpen, pitched 2 innings, allowed a run, and a solo home run. He walked 1 and struck out 1. He also pitched June 7th against the Suns. He has not pitched in 3 days. Against the Suns, went 3 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
It's pretty impressive there against a team, as we last checked, still does not have a loss yet on the season. 7-0, Rick. The Pittsfield Suns.
So a nice performance for him. 3 does go against the Suns. He'll try to get the final out here in the 6th inning. Ronnie Palmer seems like he enjoys letting his relievers stay in there After coming in mid-inning, let him throw some more. He's pitched twice this year, had a 5-day layoff between June 2nd against the Bravehearts and June 7th against the Suns. This is a 3-day layoff, so he might let him go a little bit. He's just looking to get, his concern right now is just getting that one out.
That's all. Just one out. Come a nice situation, up 6-2, a little bit of a cushion. Even though there is someone on first, just to pay attention to the hitter, get him out, and let's get this Blues offense back out there.
So the hitter he gets the face is the left fielder Benjamin Irvine. And first pitch hit on the ground to second, and Marone can't ask for much better. 4-3 to end the inning. And Anthony Marone does his job. After 5.5 innings of play, 6-2 Blues here on the Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Would you let your child drive a car without taking a class first? Heck no. So don't let them graduate high school unprepared for the real world. This program introduces a student to themselves, unlocking their full potential, help your kids find their gift, leading to a successful life. Classes are available locally and nationwide. Sign up your student today, ages 10 and older. For more information, call 860-309-0182 or visit bristolbeat.com, add directory, keyword, work it. Let Work It help you.
Being arrested and charged with a crime is frightening and stressful. It is important to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney who knows how to protect you. At the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny, I take pride in smart and proactive criminal defense. I will guide you through the legal system and diligently pursue the best possible result within the framework of the law to get the charges dismissed, negotiate on your behalf, or fight for you at trial. Before you talk to anyone, call attorney Jody Zills Gagny at 860-582-4495 or go to the ads directory at bristolbeat.com and search keyword Jody, that's Jody with an I, for the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny.
We go to the bottom of the sixth here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Radio Network. Blues lead this one 6-2 over the Mavericks, Seacoast Mavericks. Here in the sixth inning, the Mavericks make a pitching change as Auburn's night is over after 5 full. They turn to the right-hander Connor Himstead. Attends Middlebury College, 6'2", 175-pound right-hander. Kind of comes cross-body, a slingshot, with just threw a wicked slider in warm-ups. Across the plate fully. So Connor Himstead takes over for the Mavericks, and he'll face the bottom third of the Blues order, Brandon Grover, Josh Bierski, and Mark Tomosi. And Mark, let's put a little bow on Ross Weiner's night. As Ross Weiner, 5 2/3, as his line is complete, 5 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Again, you can't ask for more from what Ross Weiner did tonight. Did exactly what his plan was early on in this game, attack these hitters. At first, he threw a lot of pitches, but he settled down nicely. The Blues gave him run support, which has been the big issue prior to tonight's game and yesterday's second game, and they did his job. Listen, really, if you think about it, Rick, the Mavericks have not threatened since scoring that run in the top of the third.
So Weiner exited throwing 102 pitches, and 1 pitch out from Anthony Marone to end the sixth. Now this is the bullpen game, as we mentioned, and as the Mavericks go to their bullpen with Connor Himstead. Auburn's night obviously is over, as he goes 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those were earned, 2 walks. He struck out 3. First pitch to Grover from Himstead is a little low, and that's 1-0.
Grover now in right field for the Bristol Blues.
He started the game at first base, 1-0 pitch. That's a little low too. And I started the game at first base, and as you mentioned, Logan Green left with an injury in the second inning. He was playing left field. Grover moved from first to right, and Mitch Gilmet moved from right to left.
Yeah, Rick, we'll see what happens tomorrow with Logan Green, whether or not Palmer puts him in the lineup. That game does begin at 4 o'clock against the Bravehearts, so it is a quick turnaround from him. So maybe we'll see a day off on a Sunday afternoon against the Worcester Bravehearts.
Grover looked like he regretted not swinging at that pitch. He checked his swings, looked like he thought better, wanted to do a full swing, and tipped it foul. He angrily hopped up and down.
I wonder why he was mad.
That looked like the look of a man who realized he missed the pitch. So that count 2-1. Takes that one inside. Now 3-1 as Himstead, to his first batter, is nearly lost him.
When we talk about these relief pitchers, when you come in the game, throw strikes right away.
And he will not listen to it as he issues Grove with a free pass. So he trots on down to first base, and it's a runner on. Nobody out, and they'll bring up the catcher, Josh Bierski.
Opportunity here for the Blues. Don't rest on that 4-run lead. Keep tacking on runs. At least not be a grand slam away. If you get that 5th run, Rick, then you don't have to worry if the Mavericks ever have a chance with the bases loaded.
Zbierski has a single, as that one misses inside for ball 1. Singled in the 4th and drove home a run in the 2nd on a ground out to short. A part of the Blues' 3-run second inning.
A nice day for a guy coming into today's game with a 143 average.
Swings through that one in the count 1-1.
But listen, that first inning there, getting that ground ball out, that builds confidence. Even though it was an out, he got the job done, Rick. He drove in the runner, and he gave the Blues that early lead.
Any run counts no matter how ugly or pretty it looks. Count 1-1 on Zbierski. Hempstead deals, gets swung through that one. That one looked like it ran in on him. And he could not catch up to it, so the count 1-2.
Right, that's all you got to do. Driving the runs, even if it's outs. They're productive outs. That's exactly what Zbierski did there in the first.
Grover leads off first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Zbierski staring back at Hempstead. And he chases a nasty slider going down and away as Zbierski strikes out for the first out here in the 6th inning.
Now that pitch was dirty to strike out Zbierski. And it seems like every time we see a pitcher come out of the bullpen, Rick, they have some sort of funky, very unusual delivery, whether it's a little pause or a tweak. Never just straight, forward. Always a little different.
Well, that was definitely a Frisbee-looking slider, a little Darren O'Day, Jeff Nelson type Frisbee slider. There's a straight fastball down the middle for strike 1. Now it's tough. If you're fake hitting a fastball like that, it looks like he throws a decent fastball. That's straight like that.
And especially with the slider that he just threw Zbierski.
Well, if you throw the slider, it starts in that spot, you think it's a fastball. There's no way you can lay off it.
No.
And there's very no way you can hit it. So the count 0-1 on Mark DeMosa as he fouls that one away, and he's down to count 0-2. This is one of those guys you do not want to get the 2 strikes to, especially if you're a right-handed hitter against Hempstead.
Well, especially if he's going to throw a slider on the opposite side of the plate. But, he set up perfectly here. The count's 0-2. I would expect that same pitch that we just saw a couple of moments ago to get the first out of the inning.
Let's see what he throws. 0-2. It's the slider, and he chased it. That's a tough pitch to lay off when he locates it well. So back-to-back strikeouts, filing a leadoff walk, and there's 2 down here in the 6th inning.
I think, Rick, that's the formula. 2 strikes, especially way ahead in the count. Expect that slider. And he gets 2 outs. And now Pileski comes up to lead off for the Blues.
So Hempstead, this is his 4th game. In his previous 3 games, as Pileski swings and misses, previous 3 games, pitched 5 in the 3rd innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those runs was earned, though. He's walked 1 and struck out 6. Opponent's hitting 136 against him. Slider there, that misses, the count 1-1.
So definitely a guy who comes out of the bullpen, Rick, and not only throws strikes, but these guys don't make any contact. That's 8 strikeouts now in the season.
He is 3rd on the team in strikeouts per 9 in the early season so far. That one's low, and a count 2-1. One of the people he trailed was the starting pitcher today, Albin. Albin did not strike out as many today, so that number is probably going to come down. And Hempstead's numbers are going to go up after back-to-back strikeouts here in the 6th. So 2-1 to count on Pileski. Grover still on first. And that's hit on the ground up the middle. Shortstop steps on the bag, and that will do it. After 6 full innings of play here at Muzzy Field, 6-2 Blues. Here on the Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword retirement.
A show for the fans by the fans. Coming to Foxwoods Resort Casino June 10th and 11th. 2 exciting days of celebrities and talented comic book artists. Meet Hellboy's Ron Perlman and Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy. Luke Cage's Theo Rossi. Ray Park and Spencer Wiley from Star Wars. Big Bang Theory's Kevin Sussman. Wrestling Hall of Famers Ric Flair, Amy Dumas, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Brutus Beefcake. And more. Join us for costume contests, Kids Con, and Star Wars trivia. Tickets are on sale now.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field in the top of the 7th inning as your Bristol Blues have a 5-2 lead over the Seacoast Mavericks. So far, Ricky, the Bristol Blues getting great starting pitching tonight. Once again, out of starter, Ross Weiner.
Yeah, Weiner did pitch well. 5 2/3 innings. Just 5 hits, 2 walks, limited his walks, 2 runs. Only 1 run, full shutout, 4. So he definitely put him in a position to win. He did struggle with his control a little bit, but he still put him in a position to win. That's all you can ask for as he turned over the bullpen in the 6th.
And now Anthony Marone tries to follow the same suit, keep putting up zeros across the board. And before you know it, Rick, the Bristol Blues will have their 2nd victory of the season.
Marone threw 1 pitch to get the last out of the 6th, so round up to 2nd.
And the first pitch to Palmer. Call the strike. Jimmy Palmer, the shortstop, hitting 9th tonight for the Mavericks. Julian Berry, the right fielder, on deck. And the 0-1 pitch to Palmer. Outside, 1-1. Bristol Blues 9 outs away from picking up their 2nd victory of the season. Back-to-back, winning last night 5-2 in Game 2. And the 1-1 pitch. Call the ball, 2-1.
Jimmy Palmer is 0 for 2 today for the Mavericks. He flied out his last time up, that was in 4th.
And the 2-1 pitch to Palmer. Check the swing, did not go. And it counts 3-1. So Marone, 1 ball away, Ricky, from letting the leadoff runner get on, which you never want to do in any situation throughout the game.
Marone trying to settle down here. It does not, as you said, does not want to walk the leadoff.
3-1 pitch, swung on, foul back, 3-2. Now, Rick, we do have a final tonight in the FCBL scoreboard. The North Shore Navigators fell to the Silver Knights 8-3. So now the Navigators, Rick, are 0-7 on the season.
That is a tough way to start your year.
And the pitch inside, almost hit Palmer. That's ball 4. He goes to first. And now back to the top of the order as the right fielder Julian Berry steps up to the plate. So again, Rick, every single hitter just get on base. And if they get the bases loaded, the tying run would step up.
And leadoff walks, they will just drive a manager crazy.
Especially guys out of the bullpen.
Oh, absolutely. It's late in the game, you're up by 4.
Anthony Marone attending Lehigh. 6'2" righty.
You know who used to hate leadoff walks and then you visibly get upset about it? Lou Piniella.
Oh, absolutely.
Anytime you saw Lou Piniella, when he managed a pitcher give up a leadoff walk, he would just visibly storm in the dugout.
The pitch to Berry's low, 1-0. So continue to have some control issues here in the 7th. And the 1-0 pitch. Inside 2-0. So, Rick, the struggles continue for Marone here in the 7th.
They got that 1 pitch out, and now he's really struggling. He's got to bear down and prevent the tying run from coming to the plate. or at least going into the on-deck circle.
And the 2-0 pitch, called a strike. 2-1 now to Barry. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Now, I love this stat right here for Marone. What's his favorite song? Of course, it's a country song, Rick.
Oh, goody.
Barefoot Blue Jean Night. One of my favorites.
Well, it must
From
be
Jake Owen.
because of the word blue.
It has to be for
That's
sure.
in the title. That must be the only reason.
The 2-2 pitch swung on and grounded to short. Only plays to first. He gets them, and there's one away. Rick, obviously no chance for Fresca to go to second there with the runner going on the pitch, so he takes the easy out at first.
Yep, and the ball was hit just slow enough for Fresca to not go step on the base and try to get the lead runner, so he takes the out at first, and all he got to do is get an out.
So now stepping up to the plate, Christopher Canillos, the center fielder. Opportunity here to score a run and creep back closer in this game. And the first pitch, swung on, grounded foul, 0-1. The Mavericks are led by second-year manager Ben Benersa. Second year as manager, new general manager for the Mavericks this season, Kyle Edwards. So a relatively young front office staff there for the Mavericks. And, of course, their president, former Red Sox Bob Stanley, two-time All-Star for the Red Sox.
Marone doesn't seem like he had been struggling with the control earlier in the season, but now he is a little bit after the walk. Has an 0-1 count here.
And the 0-1 pitch, up high, 1-1.
If he can get through this inning without having to dip into the bullpen, your bullpen's still fresh for the last 2 innings.
The 1-1 pitch on the way. Runner on second, 1 out. 5-2 Blues, 6-2 Blues. Grounded foul.
That was Marone's 15th pitch. 8 strikes and 7 balls, so not a good ratio there.
But definitely could turn things around here if he could get Canillos for the second out, as Octave is waiting on deck. Other scores going on tonight. Rick, the success of the Pittsfield Suns continues. Right now, in the bottom of the 5th, they lead the Dirt Dogs 5-0 as the Suns look to be 8-0 on the season. And in the bottom of the 6th, the Rocks, who we'll see here on Monday night, have a 7-3 lead over the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who have lost 2 consecutive ball games. And the 1-2 pitch from Marone. Swung on and grounded to short. Fresca fields, throws to first, and he's safe. He beats it out. Nice hustle there by Canillos. And Rick, we look here, first and third, 1 out. And the Mavericks look to do some damage here in the 7th.
So far, nobody going out to visit Marone. Only thing Zabierski's giving signs to his infielders just in case the Mavericks try a double steal here. Palmer, they saw already try to go in earlier in the inning. That kept him out of a ground ball double play.
So Octave, the DH, now in the box. The first pitch.
And they do
swung on.
run.
He has to go back there. I don't know. He doesn't know how many outs there are. There's 1 out. As he makes the catch in left field, he's going to throw back to first. It's offline. So scoring a run here for the Mavericks, and they now trail 6-3. So I don't think Barry did not know how many outs there were, Rick, because before that ball was caught in left field, he was on second base.
Yeah, Canillos got to second base. He looked up, with his hands out, like wondering if there was, wondering if there was 1 or 2 outs. It looked like he thought there was 2. They tried to double him up off of first base. They couldn't. Good try trying to go to first base on that. Probably not going to get the speedy Palmer at the plate. So the sac fly makes it a 3-run game.
Nice heads up play there by Gilmet. And the first pitch on the way. Swung on, foul back. Yeah, Gilmet clearly saw Barry on second. And they would have had a double off, but the throw was a little bit offline. So the Mavericks now trail 6-3 here in the 7th. Going on the pitch, and he got him. Nice throw there by Jaburski to get out of the inning with only one run across for the Mavericks. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th as the Blues have a 6-3 lead here on the Beat, Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The CV Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. CV Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoninsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to bristolbeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field in the bottom of the 7th as the Bristol Blues have a 6-3 lead over the Mavericks. The Bristol Blues are 6 outs away, I should say, from picking up their second straight victory on the season. As we're waiting for the first pitch at the bottom of the 7th, coming up shortly, as the Blues a little trouble there in the 7th, but got out of the inning and still have a 6-3 lead, looking to win back-to-back games and to increase that winning streak. Tomorrow the Bristol Blues will be in action on the road against the Worcester Bravehearts, and we'll see if tomorrow, if their leadoff hitter, Logan Green, will he be in the lineup? That is a decision that Ronnie Palmer will have to make. 4 o'clock game, quick turnaround. Maybe the best thing for him would be to rest up and get back on the field on Monday against the Broxton Rocks.
Well, obviously it all depends on what kind of injury Green has. That will just have to be waiting to see. Probably won't find out until perhaps after the game, most likely not until tomorrow, to see what the injury report might say. Obviously, it would be a big blow if he is not able to come back.
Yeah, we'll find out. Definitely, I would say probably like an hour before the game tomorrow. Probably no one take a chance. But again, we'll see how he feels up until that game tomorrow. A quick reminder, the Bristol Blues have a bunch of games coming up next week at home, kicking off on Monday against the Broxton Rocks. They're also in action on Wednesday, Thursday, and Rick once again against the Broxton Rocks on Sunday, a 6 o'clock start on Father's Day.
We're going to Rocks next week. As the old song says, I want a Rocks. So we will get them a couple times, and obviously the big day on Father's Day. Father's Day game on June 18th. That's a 6 o'clock game. So bring the dads with you for a nice Father's Day gift. Nice Father's Day gift to go see a baseball game. Done that a couple times for my dear old dad.
Spring is here, and so is the warmer weather. Are your tires ready to take on the road this
Yeah,
spring?
get some
If you're in the market
merchandise.
for
Of
tires
course,
and
if you
wheels,
come to the
talk to
ballpark, you could get hats, shirts, hoodies. Again, as we mentioned before, if you just joined us, we picked up merchandise before the game. Nice hat. My good buddy Rick, I picked up a shirt. Nice Bristol Blues in black with the red, white, and blue colors.
So when the Blues come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, they get the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Chris Davis, Jake Frasca, and Mitch Gilmet. Davis 0 for 2. Frasca is 1 for 3. And Gilmet 0 for 2.
And Rick, can Connor Himstead, can he keep the game at 6-3 as we saw the Mavericks get a run there in the top of the 7th? He's got to keep it here, Rick, especially this game is getting late, early, as they say. So no runs can be scored here by the Blues if you're Hempstead on the mound.
And speaking of getting late early, instead of 0 for 2 for Chris Davis and Mitch Gomet, I meant to say 0 for 3. Obviously, my eyes are starting to fail me, and I think 2s or 3s are now 2s.
In the first pitch, Chris Davis shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike, and the count's 0-1. Blues up 6-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Definitely, Rick, that win yesterday carried over so far to this game against the Mavericks. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted over the head of the second baseman and into right center field. Davis is going to second, and the throw here is offline, and he makes it in, sliding for a leadoff double. So a great start to the inning for the Blues with a guy who's been struggling so far this year, Chris Davis. Nice way to kick off the 7th.
Chris Davis hustled right out of the box. That's the only way you get to second base on that. If you hustle as soon as you hit that ball. And he thought double all the way and was able to get in safely and force a poor throw into second base by the right fielder, Barry. So he's at second base with nobody out, and the Blues try to get that lead back up to 4.
Nice hit right there by Davis over the head of Sullivan into right field. Put his head down, just ran. That's exactly what you do. And he gets into scoring position with nobody out here in the 7th as Frasca steps up the plate. And the first pitch. Inside and low. And the count's 1-0. Bristol Blues, Rick, look to tack on some more runs here and give those relief pitchers some more cushion. And the 1-0 delivery. Swung on and grounded to third, foul. He does throw the first, but Fresca goes back, and the count will be 1-1.
We have a 2-man umpiring crew. That's what the FCBL does for their umpires. That's a tough task for a 2-man umpiring crew.
And nobody in the
call
outfield.
fair or foul. Now, the ball was before the third base bag, so even if there was a third base umpire there, that is the home plate umpire's call anyway. It's still nice to have 2 extra eyes.
And here's 1-1 pitch. Swung on and belted deep to left field. And the left fielder makes the catch. Tagging is Davis, but now he'll go back to second. And that's the first out. Nice play out there in left field by Benjamin Irvin.
And Frasca bidding for his second home run of the game. Got a rise out of the crowd a little bit, but that looked like it might have jammed him a little, and it was an easy fly ball to about medium deep left field. There's action also in the Blues bullpen. There's a left-hander warming out there. Can't see exactly who it is. I think it's Keith Grant.
Who we saw yesterday.
And if it is number 14, it is Keith Grant.
The lefty warming up, Nick Rubino from Sacred Heart.
So it was not Keith Grant.
But definitely with a lefty, Rick, it definitely limits the options.
A little bit. I mean, considering it's Rubino, Gennaro, Grant, and those are your left-handed pitchers.
And the 1-0 pitch coming to Gilmet. And the pitch. Outside, 2-0. We saw Gennaro pitch on opening night against the Silver Knights.
So you're not going to use your starting pitcher, so that limits your lefties to...
That's right. Limits it even more.
To Grant and Rubino. And it definitely looks like it is Mr. Rubino, the Guilford, Connecticut.
And a 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. So Hempstead falling behind the count. I'm pretty sure here, Rick, Gilmet will get the green light.
Gilmet 0 for 3 so far today.
And the pitch on the way. Call the strike. 3-1.
It's 25 pitches now for Hempstead since coming in. 13 strikes, 11 balls. Definitely threw a lot more strikes in his first inning of work. Coming into the 6th inning. And they seem to lose control a little bit here in the 7th.
And the 3-1 delivery. Swung on, foul back. Third base side. And the count is now full at 3-2. What a weekend, Rick. This past one at Muzzy Field. 3 games in 2 days.
And we get another one coming up on Monday to start your week.
Outside, and there's a walk to Gilmet. So he reaches at first. And now bring up the third baseman, Cooper Maroka.
So first and second, 1 out is danger time for Mr. Hempstead. As Maroka 0 for 3 so far today.
Looking for a second Oppo Taco. Had one yesterday in the first, which led to 3 runs against the Dirt Dogs. And will look to do the same tonight, only it's the bottom of the 7th. And the first pitch on the way. It's called a ball, 1-0. Blues lead here, 6-3, bottom 7. 2 on, 1 out. Cooper Maroka at the dish. Last at bat flew out to center field.
Now Maroka, a Cheshire, Connecticut native, as you mentioned earlier, played at Cheshire High School for his father, legendary coach at Cheshire High School.
Oh, okay, wow.
Comes from a very big baseball family. Bill Maroka, he was a catcher at Quinnipiac back in the day.
Go Bobcats. And the 1-0 pitch coming to Maroka. Swung on, foul back.
And not only that, his uncle Steve Maroka played shortstop at the University of North Carolina. His other uncle Jim Maroka played second base at Harvard.
Wow.
So a very big baseball family that Cooper Maroka comes from.
Well traveled, I will say. All different areas
Now his
in the
uncle
U.S.
Steve Maroka played in the Cape Cod League, was drafted by the Red Sox.
The 1-1 pitch. He's going to third. He throws to first. And he get him for the second out of the inning. I'm surprised he didn't go to third there, but he goes to first, and now there's 2 outs.
So it looked like possibly a double steal going wrong.
Definitely a sign was missed there, Rick.
So Gilmet gets caught off first. That's a stolen base for Davis. So he's at third now with 2 outs and a 2-1 count. Grappling up about the Maroka family, Steve Maroka, drafted in the 9th round by the Boston Red Sox. And Jim Maroka signed as a free agent by the New York Mets in 1992.
The 2-1 pitch. Called a strike, 2-2. Nice off-speed pitch there by Connor Hempstead.
So the Maroka family lives, eats, and breathes baseball.
Everyone in that family, from Quinnipiac to Harvard to North Carolina, all very good schools. And the 2-2 pitch swung on. Should be out of play, but giving over as the first baseman, he looks up, and that is in foul territory. So 2-2 count, 2 outs, bottom 7, 6-3. Bristol Blues in front.
And you see about, usually with sometimes with families, baseball families or any type of sport family, you see them possibly go to the same school or have a couple of people go to the same school. This school is all over the place.
Yeah.
Quinnipiac, obviously Cooper's goes to UMass Amherst. You have Harvard.
The 2-2 pitch swung on, foul back.
That's quite a baseball legacy to live up to if you're Cooper Maroka, who hit well at Cheshire at 483 his senior year there before going to UMass Amherst a couple years ago. He's putting up a tough at-bat here.
Yeah, making them work. Increasing that pitch count from Hempstead, which definitely will now be over 30 pitches.
He is currently at 29.
Oh, okay.
Here
Now
comes
number
30.
30. Grounded right back to Hempstead. He throws to first, and that will end the inning. So the Blues threaten there, but no runs are scored. We'll be back shortly. It'll be the top of the 8th. The Blues have a 6-3 lead here on the beat. The Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Spring is here, and so is the warmer weather. Are your tires ready to take on the road this spring? If you're in the market for tires and wheels, talk to the experts at Tire Depot. They have a huge inventory of tires from Cooper, Michelin, and Bridgestone. Tire Depot's friendly staff offers fast and reliable service Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 860-584-0225. Go visit them on Missile Avenue in Bristol or log on to their website at tiredepotct.com. Tire Depot, Central Connecticut's first choice for tires.
Would you let your child drive a car without taking a class first? Heck no. So don't let them graduate high school unprepared for the real world. This program introduces a student to themselves, unlocking their full potential, help your kids find their gift, leading to a successful life. Classes are available locally and nationwide. Sign up your student today, ages 10 and older. For more information, call 860-309-0182 or visit bristolbeat.com, add directory, keyword, Work It. Let Work It help you.
And we are back here at Muzzy Field in the top of the 8th inning as your hometown Bristol Blues have a 6-3 lead over the Seacoast Mavericks as they have a new pitcher on the mound for the Bristol Blues, the lefty Nick Rubino.
Left-hander out of Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, right down the road from Fairfield University, which some of his teammates have played for. He's not throwing to a Fairfield rival in Mitch Williams. Obviously, it's Josh Libierski's the catcher tonight, who goes to SNHU. Rubino from Guilford, Connecticut, 6'4", 200 pounds. So far on the season, the left-hander Rubino has pitched in one game. In that one game, he went an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He walked 2 and he struck out 1. And he took the loss.
I believe that was the game against the Suns where they had that 1-0 lead. And the Suns scored 4 runs in the 8th to win that one.
That was indeed on June 3rd against the Suns. Mark, you have an excellent memory.
Well, listen, hey, in that game, the unbelievable performance by Weiner, who actually started that one for the Bristol Blues, did his part, but the bullpen blew it. And now we head into the 8th. And at the dish, Jake LaBelle, the first baseman, the cleanup hitter. A little lefty-righty matchup to kick off the 8th. And the first pitch on the way, swung on the belted to left field, and that's a leadoff hit. Exactly what the Mavericks needed to begin this 8th from the hit from LaBelle.
First pitch jumped right all over it. Looked like a get-me-in fastball right down the middle, and LaBelle is not going to miss that one as he rockets it right in between third and short. Obviously, they couldn't do anything. They just stood there and watched.
And now bring up now the 5th hitter, the catcher, Michael Goodrich, who will try to keep the line moving here for the Mavericks.
LaBelle with that hit. He's got his average up to 334. Nice solid one.
And now bring up Goodrich. LaBelle on first. And the pitch. In the dirt low. Going to second is LaBelle. The throw. Not in time. So a little miscue by there from the catcher. Zaberski allows LaBelle to go to second.
And just like that, this inning on 2 pitches. A single. And a ball in the dirt that gets away and allows LaBelle to go to second. And just like that, runner at second, nobody out. And don't forget, this is a 3-run game. And that scored as a pass ball.
And the tying run on deck, the third baseman, the number 6 hitter, A.J. DiFilippo, who already drove the run earlier back in the first with an RBI single. Zaberski went to the mound for a second to talk to Rubino. And we're ready for the 1-0 pitch to Goodrich. Up high, 2-0.
Goodrich 0 for 2 today, but he has reached base with a walk. He's also struck out. And his other at-bat, he grounded out to short.
Looking to get his first hit of the night. And it couldn't come at a better time. And the 2-0 pitch coming to Goodrich. Called a strike, 2-1. The Seacoast Mavericks looking to snap their 3-game losing streak. And as we documented before, Rick, 34 runs given up over the last 3 games.
And with the 6 runs tonight, up to 40 now. Not going to be good for your ERA.
2-1 pitch, check swing. He did not go. And now, as you said, Rick, 1 ball away from bringing up DiFilippo as the tying run.
Not exactly the start you want to getting, but he's still got a ball to play with here. And he'll try to bear down.
And here comes
not
the
walk him.
3-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Big pitch there by Rubino. And the count was now full. I mean, just think over the last couple games, Rick, about the Mavericks. They gave up 14 runs to the Bravehearts on Wednesday, 8 to the Silver Knights, and then again 12 to the Bravehearts.
Not a good recipe for success, and that's why you lose 3 games in a row.
The 3-2 pitch swung on, foul. First base side out of play, and we'll do it once again. But that's so many runs to think. 34 in 3 games. And like you said, 6 tonight for the Bristol Blues. So that makes it 40 in 4 games. 10 runs a game from that pitching staff.
And that's why they have the highest ERA in the league at 6.64 coming into this game.
And here's the 3-2 pitch to Goodrich. Low. And that's exactly what he not wanted to do, because now the tying run comes up to the plate in A.J. DiFilippo.
Yeah, definitely not exactly what you wanted to do to start your inning. In the 8th inning with a 3-run lead. Gets to face a left-hander here, so that let's see if that helps him in any way. So the first 2 batters he faced were right-handed hitters after giving up a single and a walk. Let's see if he can get the lefty out.
I think that bullpen is going to start getting loose out there for the Bristol Blues. And the first pitch coming to DiFilippo. Shows bunt, and he drops it down. Tough play for Zaberski. He picks up, fires to first. He gets him there. So the sacrifice works successfully. And now there's runners on second and third and 1 out.
I got to tell you, give credit to Zaberski there. What a fantastic play on a very good bunt by DiFilippo. Does just what you asked the catcher to do. As it died out there on the grass, came out, circled it, and fired a strike to the first baseman to get him out. So now second and third, they play the infield back. They'll just try to get outs here. Only need 5 more to get, so they'll trade a run for an out.
And that brings up Sean Sullivan. First pitch swung on, fouled back. Now, Rick, I have a question for you there. Second and you have first and second, nobody out. You're down by 3, not 1 run, and you let your hitter bunt there.
See, personally, I would not have done the bunt there, because at this point in the game, I think the outs are more precious than moving the runners up. So at that point, you had 6 outs to go. Now you're down to 5. And now the next hitter's down to the count 0-2.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Now, if you're down by 1 run, I can understand it. If you're down by 3, you can't just give up an out like that, which they did. And now, like as you said, DiFilippo down 0-2 in the count. And the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, 1-2.
Now, I was just browsing Nick Rubino's Sacred Heart University bio page, and it came across the interesting tidbit of they asked him what 3 people he'd like to have for dinner. Have over for dinner. Interesting mix of people. Jerry Seinfeld, Al Pacino, and Andy Pettit. Oh. That is going to be a great conversation.
1-2 pitch. Call the ball 2-2. Yeah, I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, Al Pacino, Andy Pettit. Wow. I would never have thought of 3 guys like that.
That might be some kind of awkward dinner conversations. I mean, Al Pacino and Andy Pettit are very quiet people. So Jerry Seinfeld's probably going to dominate that discussion. Quite an interesting trio of people.
Now Rubino steps off. Maybe think about that dinner conversation he wants to have after the game. And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt, 3-2. So if he loses him here, Rick, the bases will be loaded for the left fielder, Benjamin Irvine.
Now, interesting here, do you walk him and load the bases, but that's send up a ground ball double play to face Irvine, or do you go after him?
Oh, you definitely go after him here. The 3-2 pitch, well, I guess he does not, because that's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for Benjamin Irvine, and we'll have a mound visit coming from the pitching coach.
There is a right-hander warming up in the Blues bullpen. Can't exactly see who it is right now. But there is, you had to assume someone was warming up considering Rubino is working himself to quite a jam. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the 8th with a 3-run lead.
The pitching coach, Jordy Shiner, looks to calm down the righty and work out of trouble and keep this lead at 6-3 here in the 8th.
Benjamin Irvine today will not be hitting, as they just announced a pinch hitter.
Jake Forte
No relation to Matt Forte, we don't think.
No, I would not think so. And the first pitch on the way. Swung on and grounded to short. Will they turn two? There's one on second. Back to first. Not in time. He's safe. The run scores. And the Mavericks now trail 6-4. So Forte there, Rick, being aggressive. Swing at the first pitch and getting the RBI.
Yes, as he does. He gets the RBI. That's his second of the season. So the Blues do get an out. Almost got the double play out of it. But they will get an out, and the runners are on the corners again with 2 out. And Jimmy Palmer comes up.
And which school does Forte attend? Another Ivy League, Harvard.
A lot of smart kids on these teams.
Oh yeah, Ivy League schools all the way around. First pitch, call a strike. Missing us, still missing a few schools, but a lot of, like you said, a lot of Ivy League schools representing both of these teams, especially the Mavericks.
Forte's teammates on the Harvard baseball team with John McLean, an outfielder.
And the 0-1 pitch. Call the ball close, and the count's 1-1.
Palmer today is 0 for 2 with a walk.
1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit the center field. Davis coming in. He'll make the catch. So all things considered, a nice job there by the Bristol Blues to only allow 1 run here in the 8th. So we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Blues have a 6-4 lead. We'll be back on the beat. Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
Being arrested and charged with a crime is frightening and stressful. It is important to remain silent until you can speak with an attorney who knows how to protect you. At the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny, I take pride in smart and proactive criminal defense. I will guide you through the legal system and diligently pursue the best possible result within the framework of the law to get the charges dismissed, negotiate on your behalf, or fight for you at trial. Before you talk to anyone, call attorney Jody Zills Gagny at 860-582-4495 or go to the ads directory at bristolbeat.com and search keyword Jody, that's Jody with an I, for the law offices of Jody Zills Gagny.
Do you have questions about your retirement? Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Christopher Fry can help. With the exclusive Confident Retirement approach, you'll work together to develop a retirement roadmap to get you where you want to go. Call Christopher today at 860-621-5657. His office is located at 100 Queen Street in Southington. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Go to bristolbeat.com ads directory keyword retirement.
A show for the fans by the fans. Coming to Foxwoods Resort Casino June 10th and 11th. 2 exciting days of celebrities and talented comic book artists. Meet Hellboy's Ron Perlman and Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy. Luke Cage's Theo Rossi. Ray Park and Spencer Wiley from Star Wars. Big Bang Theory's Kevin Sussman. Wrestling Hall of Famers Ric Flair, Amy Dumas, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Brutus Beefcake. And more. Join us for costume contests, Kids Con, and Star Wars trivia. Tickets are on sale now.
And we are back here on the beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network, as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, as the Bristol Blues have a 6-4 lead over the Seacoast Mavericks. And Rick, we have a few changes out here to start the bottom half of the 8th.
A pair of Robertsons to tell you about. First, we'll start on the mound with Wesley Robertson, who's 6'2", 195-pound right-hander from Washington College. He's a senior there at Washington College, originally from Cheshire, Connecticut. So he takes over on the mound in place of Connor Hempstead. We could say instead of Connor Hempstead. And the other Robertson is Joseph Robertson, number 5. He's a junior from St. Michael's College, 5'8", 170-pound outfielder. He takes over in left field after Irvine was pinch hit for.
And the pitcher, Wesley Robinson, a native of Cheshire, Connecticut, as Ben Maycock steps up to the plate here at the bottom of the 8th. The first pitch on the way is low, and the count's 1-0 on Maycock. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
The numbers on Wesley Robertson, this is his 3rd game. In his first 2 games, he's thrown 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks. Has struck out 3 and has picked up a save.
And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Ahead in the count early. And all you can ask for here, Rick, is for Robinson have a nice easy inning, and maybe the Mavericks can work some magic in the top of the 9th. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Close. We'll call the ball 2-2.
Umpire seems to have a little bit of inconsistency. That strike zone seemed a little wider on the outside corner earlier in the game. Seems to have tightened up here late in the game.
And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and belted to left field. Waiting for it is left fielder. He makes the catch. And there's one away. So nice play out there in left by Benjamin Irvine.
Well, the new Robertson.
Oh, right. Robinson's out there. Thank you. And there's one away.
So Joseph Robertson out there in left makes the play in behind Wesley Robertson. All you need is him to pull off a trade for the White Sox for David Robertson.
That's right.
And we'll have a trio of Robertsons here.
So, hey, look at that. Gets into the game and gets the action right away. And the first pitch on the way. Call a strike. 0-1 on Grover.
Grover's had a nice game today so far.
And the 0-1 pitch. Grounded to short. Couple hops. Steps and throws. Low. But called out. And there's 2 away.
And as soon as I say he's had a nice day, he grounds out. Before that, he was perfect. He was 1 for 1 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. But that is his first time he's made out in this game.
And we saw the ball hop a couple times to the shortstop today. So not an easy play for them. But both different occasions, the play was made to get the out at first.
So there is a right-hander warming up in the Blues bullpen. So you wonder if Rubino's night is over.
The first pitch. Outside 1-0. Maybe it's the guy who closed it out last night, the Curtin himself, Tommy Curtin. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on. Pop foul. And it counts 1-1.
Looks like it's the right-hander Jacob Wallace down the left field line in the Blues bullpen.
Trying to get those famous last 3 outs. And the pitch 1-1. Outside 2-1.
We'll get to Wallace. If it is indeed Wallace, we'll get to his numbers in the 9th inning.
And a 2-1 pitch. Belted foul. And the count's 2-2. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. 6-4 Blues in front over the Mavericks here on a Saturday night from Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut.
See if the Blues can try to scratch something together here with 2 outs to get an extra run back.
Swung on a foul back. Count 2-2. Don't forget, you can pick up Blues tickets online or in the team store. And, Rick, if you buy season tickets, you'll get free ones for the All-Star game here at Muzzy Field on July 18th. So not a bad deal right there. 2-2 pitch swung on. Called strike 3 looking. So the 1-2-3 inning for the Blues here in the bottom of the 8th. Last chance coming up for the Mavericks. Down by 2, 6-4. We'll be back here on the beat. The Bristol Blues Broadcast Network.
The CV Mason Insurance Agency is a local, family-owned, independent insurance agency whose goal is to provide you with the best possible coverage at the best possible price. Their fully licensed staff will provide you the customer service you deserve. CV Mason, 254 Main Street, Bristol, insuring families and businesses since 1883. So rest assured, they aren't going anywhere. 860-583-4127. Online at cvmasoninsurance.com. CV Mason, there when you need them.
Sometimes we make mistakes in our lives, and you may require a bail bondsman. Joe from Fernari Bail Bonds will bond you out with fast, professional service. He'll treat you with the respect and dignity you deserve. No bond is too big or too small. So when you're in trouble, give Fernari Bail Bonds a call, and Joe will get you through your most difficult situation. Joe is not only your bail bondsman, he's also your friend. Attorney referrals are available. Call Fernari Bail Bondsman at 860-919-3129. Payment plans are available, and all major credit cards are accepted. Joe's the man to get you out of a jam. Go to BristolBeat.com's ad directory, search keyword bail bonds.
Spring is here, and so is the warmer weather. Are your tires ready to take on the road this spring? If you're in the market for tires and wheels, talk to the experts at Tire Depot. They have a huge inventory of tires from Cooper, Michelin, and Bridgestone. Tire Depot's friendly staff offers fast and reliable service Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 860-584-0225. Go visit them on Missile Avenue in Bristol or log on to their website at TireDepotCT.com. Tire Depot, Central Connecticut's first choice for tires.
To the top of the ninth we go here at Muzzy Field. Here on the Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. Bees looking to close out their second straight win, and to do so, they'll turn to the right-hander, Jacob Wallace, the hard-throwing right-hander out of Yukon. Wallace will make his second appearance of the season. Last pitch on June 1st against the Silver Knights in a 2-0 loss. In that game, he pitched an inning, faced 3 batters, and he struck all 3 of them out. So 9 days later, he gets the pitch. This is actually Wallace's second go-around on the Blues. He was on the Blues last season in 2016. Pitched in 8 games for the Blues last year, 1 start. Struck out 17 batters in 17 innings. Also picked up a save. Pitched a season-high 4 2/3 innings July 10th against Pittsfield, who we, I believe, can assume were not undefeated on July 10th, 2016. So Wallace will try to pick up the save here, as Curtin, who got the save last night, does not pitch back-to-back days. They turn to the right-hander Wallace to try to close this one out.
Yeah, he's saving for him tomorrow, maybe a potential save opportunity against the Bravehearts at Fitton Field. But hey, you're going with the guy Wallace, who pitched on opening day, struck out the side, got some nasty stuff. And listen, you can't let a base runner get on, Rick, because if that does come true, the tying run will step up.
A native of Massachusetts, he came right down the road to go to Yukon. And the leadoff hitter will be the right fielder, Julian Berry, who's had an interesting day out in right field. A couple miscues, dropped the ball, was the lone error in this game for either team down the right field line. Also had a couple balls get over his head and bobbled a ball that bounced on the ground to him out in right field, letting a runner go to second. So he'll get to face Jacob Wallace. And he bunts. That's a good one. Will they wait to go foul? It's not going foul. It's not going foul. It will not go foul. A perfect bunt that just hugged the line. And Julian Berry gets things off with a bunt single.
I mean, what can you say about that play? I mean, you described it perfectly. But it was perfect. I mean, wow. I mean, I thought that was definitely going to go foul, but it stays in. And the Mavericks are set up here with a runner on first. The tying run steps up to the plate. So an opportunity to do some damage here in the top of the ninth.
Christopher Kenios, the center fielder, will stand in. Kenios so far today, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Berry leads off first, nobody out. First pitch is outside, ball 1. That ball just, Berry could not have walked it over there and placed it in a better spot.
No, it was perfect the way he just bunted that ball. It threw me off guard, especially you trying to get on base, but the speedster does the job, and now he'll set up for the next hitter.
Fake to steal, as Kenios offers a weak hack at that one, and the count 1-1.
You can't let a play like that fluster this pitcher right here on the mound, Wallace. You can't worry about it. Just focus on the hitter. As tough as it might be to say, you just got to get the outs here. Don't let them get any more base runners across.
First, the check over Berry at first base. Again, as we mentioned, Wallace has not pitched since opening day, June 1st.
Could be a little rusty.
Possibly. That's a 9-day layoff. A little surprised that he turned to Curtin since he pitched so well last night and only got 2 outs. And there goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. They think they got him. second time that Josh Zabierski has nailed a runner at second base. And his infielders point to him in appreciation. I'm sure Jacob Wallace appreciates it. And there is one away here in the ninth.
That was a great throw there, but I'm very surprised. Like I was with the bunt, if you're Barry there, why would you steal second base? It's a 6-4 game. If you score, obviously it's great, but to take away the on deck, an opportunity to drive in more runs there, I just don't understand him stealing second.
Unless they tried to do a hit and run, but that didn't look like a hit and run.
No.
That one misses down on a way ball too.
Yeah, it didn't
So he
make
gets
any
caught
sense
stealing.
there.
No.
If you're down by one run, I could take, you'd be aggressive, get into scoring position. But stealing second there, you get one run, that's great. But when you have the tying run up, now you just blew that opportunity.
You score that caught stealing 2-4. The second baseman fielded that one. Here comes the 2-2 from Wallace. Good breaking ball that misses down and in. And they count full 3-2. And the last thing you want to do after caught stealing is put another guy back on to replace him.
And on deck, Stephen Otave.
Wallace the 3-2, and he walked him.
And see, if you don't steal there, I know things could have been a little different. Could be different pitch selection, so you're not sure it would have happened anyway. But still, it could have been first and second, Rick. Nobody out for your number 3 hitter stepping up right now.
So Kenios replaces Burry at first. He's on with 1 out as Octavie stands in the DH. Big Jake LaBelle is on deck. Wallace, arm hanging low, now gets the sign and sets at the belt. Small lead for Kenios at first. Slider misses, ball 1. Not exactly the same as Hempstead in terms of the throwing motion, but does have a sweeping slider, it looks like.
He does.
Here comes the 1-0. That one misses high and away, 2-0.
And there is no one warming up in that bullpen for the Bristol Blues. So this might be Wallace's inning, even if he works into some trouble, which he has already done in this inning. But it could have been a lot worse.
Runner at first, 1 out, 2-0 count on Octave. Wallace sets, now delivers, and he's working into trouble here. It's now 3-0 as that one misses down on away.
And like you mentioned, Jake LaBelle on deck, got a single last inning.
4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Mavs. For the Blues, 6 runs, 7 hits. They have not made an error. 3-0. High ball 4, and the tying run is now on base, and the go-ahead run will step to the plate in the form of Jake LaBelle. And we have a small meeting on the mound with Cooper Moroka and Josh Zabierski, the third baseman and catcher, respectively, going to try to calm down Jacob Wallace.
That's a smart move by there, my Moroka and the catcher, going to calm things down. Still an opportunity, make that big pitch, let him hit it on the ground, and possibly end it with a double play and have the Blues win their second consecutive game.
While that meeting on the mound was taking place, LaBelle went to talk to third base coach.
Better not be a bunt sign.
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Yeah, no way. Not with your cleanup hitter.
So Wallace, with an arm hanging down, staring in, having to face the big first baseman, LaBelle, with runners on first and second, 1 out. Despite the trouble, Wallace is just 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Off-speed pitch out in front. It looked like LaBelle was trying to be aggressive there. He took a big hack at that one, but he whiffed on it. It's count 0-1.
The Blues made it interesting in Game 2 last night in the top of the 9th. The same fate here. But can they actually deliver and get the last 2 outs to get this big victory against the Mavericks?
Wallace sets. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on another slider, 0-2.
Now here's the question, Rick. Back-to-back off-speed pitches. Do you once again go with the same pitch that you just had success with, or do you change it up with a fastball?
Seems like he's not had good command of the fastball, although if you go high with a fastball, change the eye level, you can go back to the slider on the 4th pitch. But he just has to make sure he gets it high enough. And he goes high with a fastball, and it gets to the backstop. And each runner will move up. That is a big mistake. As the runners move up to second and third and 1 out, and a base hit could tie this game.
Yeah, obviously that was not what you wanted there. It goes to the fastball high. goes behind the catcher, and now, like you said, a base hit could potentially tie this game. As you see, the outfielders, Rick, playing deep, especially in left field there.
Infield back. They're just looking for outs. 1-2 the count on LaBelle. Wallace kicks, fires. Slider laid off that one. That was a good pitch, but LaBelle learned his lesson from the first two. The count even 2-2.
That was a very impressive take there. Obviously, the first two pitches he swung at, he missed. He goes back to that pitch, but LaBelle doesn't swing at it, and now the count's 2-2.
The Blues certainly make it interesting in these last innings. Here comes the 2-2. Line into right center field. And caught by the second baseman for the second out. Could not get over the head of the second baseman, Tomosa. Just not enough oomph behind it, and there are now 2 outs. Mavericks down to their final out, and the last chance is Michael Goodrich, the catcher.
Here we go. Situation here. Big pitch or a big hit?
Second and third, 2 outs. Top of the ninth, 2-run game. Wallace and Goodrich. Wallace sets. Here comes the pitch. Fastball inside, ball 1.
On deck, if Goodrich could reach A.J. DiFilippo, the third baseman, waiting for his opportunity.
If you're wondering what Goodrich has done today, he's 0 for 2, but has walked twice. He's also struck out once. Wallace would love to make that a second time to strike out. Here comes the 1-0. Slider right down the middle, 1-1. Seems like the slider is the pitch he likes and trusts the most right now.
Yeah, that's the one that's working the most, so I think if you're him, you just got to keep throwing it. I wouldn't worry about the fastball right now. Keep with that slider. It's working. Don't change it up.
Here comes the 1-1. Wallace. Slider 1-2. Throws Goodrich there. That looked like it was starting at his hip. And it came back across the middle of the plate.
And the crowd's now on their feet, trying to work with Wallace to get out of this inning and give the Blues the victory.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wallace sets. And the pitch. Fouled away down the right field line. And this will continue.
Now definitely the crowd's into it, trying to help Wallace get that third out.
They certainly helped Tommy Curtin last night. They got a strikeout to end the game with runners on base and a 3-run lead. They're trying to help Wallace through a 2-run lead here. Takes a breath and steps onto the mound.
Assist him in pulling down that curtain tonight.
Wallace sets at the belt. Goodrich is ready. Wallace, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball.
And we'll do it again.
Looked like he barely must have ticked it. The ball went off Zbierski's glove. The runner came home from third.
Keep the drama going. Two on,
second
2 out.
and third. Go ahead.
Oh, 2 on, 2 out. Big chance right here to tie this game up at 6.
Wallace looking to get that one last strike. Second and third, 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging, and the Blues have their first winning streak of the season. As they shut down the Mavericks, Wallace stands firm in the ninth, stranding runners at second and third and 2 out. And the Blues win their second straight. They win it 6-4. They're now 2-6 on the season.
And you know what? What pitch did he get there to strike out Goodrich, Rick? Not the slider, but he goes to the dirty cheddar, that fastball.
Got him to chase the high fastball. After all the sliders he was facing, got him to go with the fastball, and the Blues pull out their second straight win as they move to 2-6 on the season. And for the Mavericks, they lose their 4th straight game as they drop to 3-5.
Yep, 40 runs in 4 games. And even look at BB. He's out there right now clapping. He's excited as the Blues have won 2 straight.
The Blues certainly make it interesting, don't they?
They do. Yesterday with Tommy Curtin and tonight Wallace, but hey, give them credit. They made the big pitch when needed.
Exciting back-to-back wins for the Blues, winning 5-2 last night, winning 6-4 tonight, as Wallace, just by the skin on his teeth, able to keep the Blues in the win column.
Especially with that pass ball. You know, letting the runners get the second and third. But bared down, got the big strikeout. And like we talked about before, Rick, I think yesterday in Game 2 of that doubleheader, the home run by Cooper Moroka could change some things for the Bristol Blues here as they're hot. And we'll see what happens tomorrow when they play the Bravehearts at 4.
The final line score for the Seacoast Mavericks, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Blues. And I'm sure you can add in there along with that line score hundreds of beating hearts sweating out this win, the Blues' second straight win as they move to 2-6 on the season.
And we can't forget about the home run all the way back, Rick, in the first inning by the shortstop, Jake Frasca, who hit his second home run early on in the season.
Blues started the scoring with a run in the first inning. The Mavericks came back and tied it in the second. 3 runs for the Blues in the bottom of the second. Again, the Mavericks came back and get a run in the third. Blues scored 2 in the fourth. No more scoring until the 7th and the 8th, and the Mavericks scored 1 each in those innings, and they threatened to score more and tie the game in the 9th, but Jacob Wallace, his second-year Bristol Blue, who picked up 1 save last year, equals that total from this year with a heart-thumping way to end this one.
Yeah, I think at first we saw him out there, Rick, a little bit rusty, but you know what? He did the job, and that's all that matters. They get the victory, and BB's still out there celebrating with the team as the Blues win it back-to-back, the 2 straight victories. And again, all those home games coming up, Rick, next week starting on Monday against the Rocks.
So that will do it for us here at Muzzy Field. Again, Blues win this one 6-4. Our next game is from Muzzy Field is on Monday, June 12th. That is a 7 o'clock start time. If you can't make it to the game, which we certainly hope you do, you can catch it here. Beginning with the pregame show a couple minutes before first pitch here on The Beat, the Bristol Blues Broadcast Network. From all of us here at Muzzy Field, this is Rick Finaro, always alongside my good buddy Mark Ferraro.
Great to be with you, my man.
Saying good night, everybody. Enjoy the victory. So long.
Good night, Bristol.